Good evening and welcome to Edon, Ohio, home of the Bombers tonight in Leanne Field as we get ready for Week 2 high school football. A couple of 1-0 teams set to collide here tonight as the Edon Bombers, fresh off that heart-stopping win over Edgerton a week ago, 28-26 on opening night, will take on the defending finalist out of this district that advanced all the way to that regional final in the Antwerp Archers, on the heels of the best season in school history, most wins, farthest and deepest penetration into the postseason, and a 13-1 team last year. They won last week easily over Montpelier by the final of 42-6. Joining me, of course, for Week 2 coverage, as always, is my good friend and the former head football coach of the Hilltop Cadets, Mike Bumb. And, Mike, let's start with what we saw with our eyes, the team that we saw with our eyes a week ago, and that is Edon. Overall, now that you've had a week to kind of digest and soak in, what are your takeaways of this Bombers team right now? Not down the road, but right now as we are ready for Week 2.
Yeah, good question. Up front, I thought it was a work in progress against an Edgerton team that was also a work in progress. The quarterback play I thought was solid, as we thought it would be. Of course, with Kyler Sapp. The receiving corps impressed me. I think I was most impressed with them because they did lose a couple key starters in that wide receiving corps with Nestor and, of course, Keith from last year. But they filled those spots. And I think that's the whole group as a room. You're looking at, again, Christian Owens, Colton Willis, Kendall Brigle, and probably the best of them all, Max Radeball, all kids with great little good pass route runners, and Sapp knows how to get them the ball. Defensively on the other side, it was a team that bend and didn't break. I thought they were maybe a little bit more talented than Edgerton, but Edgerton seemed to come up and make the big chunk play when they needed to. And make no mistake about it, Antwerp tonight's got far better athletes on the perimeter than what Edgerton did.
You know, absolutely. And that's where we're heading next in talking about what was a dream season for the Antwerp Archers. It's a football team that made it, as we said, all the way to the regional championship before falling to Lima Central Catholic in that final, 43-7. They did pick up wins over Hardin Northern, Delphus Jefferson, and Gibsonburg. And they, of course, won their first ever GMC championship. Fifth year of head coach Nathan Hale, and you talk about, now I know talent has come into play, but Jason has really grown as a head football coach. No wins, 2 wins, 9 wins, 13 wins, and heavily favored to be a 10-0 team this year. And they bring virtually everybody back, including the best quarterback and best wide receiver, certainly in the GMC, and arguably in all of Northwest Ohio. And even as you look further, you're looking at all Ohio caliber players as well.
And you could make an argument they bring back the best running back in the GMC and Reed Leasty. Again, he's no slouch himself, and sometimes he gets overlooked with Altimus and with Brewer, and we deservingly so. They're 2 great players, but Leasty really makes it happen there at that running back slot. It's a team, it's an embarrassment of riches. As you said, this is a team that won 13 games last year. They only lost 2 seniors from that 13-win season. A good wide receiver in Parker Moore, and the man in the middle who I think they'll miss most, the big nose guard, Kendrick Robinson. But again, 20 of 22 starters back from a team that won 13 games. They are the heavy favorite in the GMC to repeat as champions.
You know, and they picked up where they led off a season ago, a week ago. Very efficient. And again, all of it in the first half because you had a running clock in the second half and a lot of new players, new faces in there. But what a night. 14 of 16 for Carson Aldemus. We're going to dive into the other numbers for all those guys as well. But just what he is able to bring to the table and just runs this offense incredibly well.
Dad was a highly successful coach at Antwerp for years and years and years. Now I believe is a volunteer assistant, or at the very least he helps out Jason Hale from time to time. And everybody who talks about Aldemus says that he's like another coach on the field. 4-year starter essentially. Again, as you said, the GMC Player of the Year and the first team quarterback. He gets it done not only passing the ball, but also running the ball. And I think what Antwerp does probably better than anybody in the GMC and arguably anybody in our Northwest Ohio is they call audibles at the line of scrimmage. And if you watch Antwerp, they'll get in and out of a play very smoothly and effectively, something you don't often see for high school teams. Again, that just shows you the maturity that they've got on that offensive side of the football.
Just getting started here on a Friday night in week number 2. It's an overcast night and what was a dangerously hot and humid week. Still some of that lingering mugginess, but certainly nowhere near. And we don't have the sun out right now. As we said, it's an overcast night, so that'll help keep that humidity down. It's a temperature that's going to stay in the 70s throughout the game here tonight. When we we are going to take this first break, and when we come back, we will dive in and have our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the head coaches. We'll be joined by Jason Hale from Antwerp, Bob Olwin from Edon, both coming up next on B-Rock Sports.
You do your best to protect your loved ones, and while you may keep a fresh battery in your smoke detector and have a reliable home security system, there's a whole different type of protection you may be missing. A life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance is a way to safeguard your loved ones now and in the future. Meet with your local independent agent and secure a policy today to protect their tomorrows. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe in Archbold, Bryan, or Wasion, or visit us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
When it comes to choosing a memorial that represents the lasting memories of a person's life, the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio can create exactly what you are looking for, like an eagle soaring through the woods etched on a memorial, a bench that has mom and dad's names engraved into the granite to sit and reflect, a picture of the family farm etched on the stone, or maybe your style is a memorial that has a split headstone with a vase in between for flowers. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
Fritsch Excavating and CMF Enterprise of Edon wants to wish the Edon Bombers the best of luck in tonight's game. Fritsch Excavating is family-owned and operated for over 30 years, and they handle everything from site prep to parking lots to land clearing. They can also put in a driveway, run a water line to an outdoor building, do a sewer line, or tile work as well. CMF Enterprise is a female-owned and operated business serving Ohio and Indiana, offering dump truck services, including aggregate material sales. CMF also handles a large variety of construction, landscaping, ag, and residential materials as well. Fritsch Excavating of Edon and CMF Enterprise of Edon wishing the Bombers the best of luck in tonight's game.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
And we welcome you back to our conversation with the coach presented by Brian Ford Lincoln as we sit down with Edon frontman Bob Olwin. And Bob, congratulations on the win to start the season. What were some of your takeaways from the victory over Edgerton last Friday night?
Well, I think that we made a few more plays than they did, and we had kids on our team that didn't want to lose, basically, and not that they did. I thought two high school squads really competed well against each other last week, and we were fortunate to come out with the W, and really proud of our kids for their efforts. And of course, we need to do a lot better than we did last week. This week, we had some first game jitters, it seemed like. We do have quite a few young kids playing, and it's a little different than JV level when you play the varsity level. So speed factor is the main thing, but really excited to get the win and how we got it. And those things, looking forward to this week.
X's and O's wise, Bob, what did you see that you liked on the field Friday night?
I thought fundamentally when we caused the fumble, that's exactly how we teach our tackling technique, and it was really nice to see that one of our players was using that technique, and practice is real important. And they're getting something out of the practice that we do.
Oh, nice to come away with that win last Friday night. You now return home, game number 2, kind of a different animal with Antwerp coming to town. Give me a scouting report on them.
Well, these kids, for them, have been playing for 3 years, and we've played against them quite a bit in the regular season and in the playoffs. They're seniors and very experienced, and they have a real good quarterback that runs the club. Their wide receivers are a handful. The Brewer kid reminds me of the Krause kid at EH back when they won the state title. And you just throw it up to Brewer, and he's able to go up over top of most corners. And so that's a problem. Their right guard is Cyrus, I forget his last name, Gales or something. He's one of the best linemen I've seen in this area for a long time. He's very, very aggressive, fundamentally sound. Running back, Reed Lacey, who's cousins to Carson Aldemus. Very quick, shifty runner. Can catch the ball out of the backfield. And so they have 2 or 3 other receivers that played last year. They only lost 2 kids off last year's squad. So when you do that, you got a head start going into the next season like they have.
Bob, how important are the first few moments of this game, first quarter, maybe first quarter and a half for your kids, maybe get off to a good start, develop a little confidence in this one early?
Yeah, I think it's always good to get off to a good start, whether you're playing Antwerp or you're playing somebody else. You know, just confidence goes a long way. For me, you know, last year we were right there with them. It was 28-22 at one point in the game, and we'd been inside the 10 twice and didn't score. And then we had 4 turnovers, and only got 1 from them, so they were +3 in turnovers in that game. And the score wasn't indicative of how close the contest was. Well, to me, I take confidence in that fact that we were right there with them last year, and you know, so the kids shouldn't think that they're Super Bowl champs or anything. They're a nice high school football team. They've done a great job. Coaching staff's done a really good job with those kids, but we can compete with them if we bring the right attitude and effort and do those fundamentals that we were talking about.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Bob, wish you nothing but the best of luck in this one tonight. We appreciate the time, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bob Olwen, frontman for the Edon Bombers. Stay with us. More in our pregame show here on 100.9 B-Rock after this.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need: Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Always supporting student athletes and coaches in the Edon School District, the Edon Athletic Boosters. The Edon Athletic Boosters would like to take this opportunity to salute the student athletes and coaches in tonight's game. Hey, how would you like to be a part of the Edon Athletic Boosters? Come to a meeting and find out what they're all about. Maybe even volunteer at a concession stand. For more information, phone 419-272-3213. The Edon Athletic Boosters, supporting student athletes and coaches in Edon.
Get to Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan and pick up your gallon of paint to finish those outside projects at tremendous prices. Find the newest colors that are trending for 2023 and the best paint on the market. Clark & Kensington. Clark & Kensington paint should be your paint of choice. With excellent coverage, washability, and a lifetime warranty, Clark & Kensington paint with the primer built right in is the only paint you'll ever buy. And Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan is ready to help. Ace, the helpful place.
It's our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach as we get set for Antwerp and Edon tonight. And we are talking with Antwerp head coach Jason Hale. Jason, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the Week 1 win. Let's kind of look at it from your perspective. What were some of your takeaways from game number 1?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Adam. I think Week 1, our biggest takeaway was, we were happy with the way we started. I challenged our guys to get off to a fast start, and man, did we. First play of the game, we throw a reception to Landon Brewer, and he goes out and makes a big play, and, we start the season off with a bang, and it was great to see, our guys played as a unit on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So that's our biggest takeaway, that we played pretty good team offense and team defense. So that was really great to see.
Coach, you've got a lot of experience coming back this year. Has that kind of helped in what you've wanted to do over the summer and through the preseason, even through game 1, kind of leaning on that experience, especially early in the year?
Oh, no doubt about it. Those are the 13 seniors we have been tremendous all summer. It's like having 13 extra coaches out there on the field. We'll be going over something, and they'll work with our underclassmen on something. They'll coach them up, and a lot of times they're going to work with them before we even get to them, because they catch a mistake they make, and it's just really great to see. Obviously, their experience, their tenacity for this program has led us to this point, and it's just great to have them, as a whole group, be on our team and keep moving this program forward.
Jason, I've talked to enough coaches through the years to know that they always nitpick, and that's I just think in the DNA of being a coach. Were there some things coming out of that game last week that maybe you were like, okay, these are things we kind of focused on this week, little issues that maybe we need to clean up going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you don't do that, then you're not fully evaluating your team and what you need to get better at. And what we need to get better at is just cleaning up some things mentally with we had some silly penalties. Guys just not focusing that we need to clean up. And obviously we need to get a little more work on special teams. We were a little undisciplined on some special teams, so just continuing to improve those. And clean that up. That'll be the next step. Because you see a lot about your team from Week 1 to Week 2 and the growth you make, and we're excited for this week, obviously coming up with a great opponent with Edon.
All right, let's talk about your team. Maybe some of your leaders, some of the guys you're looking to lean on that could have a big year for you this year.
Yeah, our whole group of seniors, I obviously don't want to single anybody out, but our whole group is really good. But, obviously our skill players with Cam Fuller and Landon Brewer, our receiving core, are those two seniors. And then in our backfield with Carson Altimus and Reed Leasky, it obviously starts there. Those guys can go out and make plays. And then, what I think what people don't realize, too, is, we bring back a lot of experience up front as well. We're led by 4 seniors up front: Cyrus Gale, Austin Miller, Zane Wolf, and Xander Smith. Those guys do a great job up front. And then, on the defensive side of the ball, those guys play a lot as well. So, obviously, those guys are our main guys. Cohen Hitzman's in the mix as well defensively, Ben Savina. So those guys are working, to get better every day, as the seniors do, and, lead this program, and then special teams-wise, those guys are taking care of business as well.
You mentioned your Week 2 opponent, Edon, on the road here, a matchup with the Bombers. Give me a scouting report, what you've seen out of them early this year.
Yeah, I think obviously watching that game from last week, reception, they're battle tested, and to get that early, that's a nice notch in your belt to have when you get tested early like that, and they were able to respond, and they made some big plays when they had to. So they've dealt with a little adversity, Week 1, and they responded very well, and I think they're very explosive offensively. The quarterback, Saf kid, is a very good athlete, likes to run around, likes to throw it. Typical Coach 01 offense. They're going to be good at what they do, and you're going to have to stop them, and you're going to have to make plays. plays, and we're excited for that challenge. Our guys know we're going to play team defense and be ready to go because they're battle tested, and obviously after last year they probably had this one circled for a little bit. We know we're going to get their best shot, and we're excited for that opportunity.
You mentioned that, Jason, a little bit of history with you and Edon over the last couple of years. Can you kind of rely on that when I'm thinking like maybe trends or what they like to do here, that sort of thing? I guess there's some familiarity between the two teams. Can that help in the preparation for here in week 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously we've seen them, in the regular season 2 years ago. Then in the playoffs we lost to them, and then obviously last year in the regular season. So, you absolutely can pick up some things from going back and evaluating the previous games and what some certain tendencies are, and obviously evaluate ourselves as well, what tendencies we have, and maybe trying to break those tendencies. So, obviously it's, we're going to get with Edon, we're going to go with Coach Olin, and we're going to be ready and be prepared to do our best to come out on top.
I appreciate the time. We wish you nothing but the best tonight and going forward, and we appreciate it again. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Antwerp head coach Jason Hale on our Conversation with the Coach, presented by Brian Ford Lincoln. Stay with us. More on the pregame show coming up.
Your friends at your neighborhood Edon Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Edon, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Edon Farmers Co-op.
Are you a bow hunter or just love the sport of archery? Need ammo or a new rifle? The best place to find it all is at Knocking Point Outfitters, the only gun and archery shop in Northwest Ohio, with a huge selection of bows including Matthews, Mission, PSE, and Bear. A large selection of all your favorite rifles, shotguns, and pistols. With their indoor archery range, Knocking Point Outfitters offers lessons for beginners to advanced shooters, team building, corporate events, and youth archery programs. Let their staff help you find the right bow or gun along with accessories that best fit your needs. They're located on County Road 17, 1 mile south of US 6. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Field Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Field Supply Center in Blakesley and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Field Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Field Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
Welcome back to Leanne Field here in Edon, inching closer to the opening kick for tonight. Mike Bumb, a little bit larger mountain for Edon to climb tonight in terms of the opponent. So how does Edon hang in here, and how do they have a shot in the fourth quarter at Antwerp?
Yeah, I think it's all about winning one-on-one battles because you're going to have some really good athletes on both sides of the ball. We mentioned it earlier in the pregame show, but Christian Owens, Colton Willis, Kendall Brigle, Max Radeball, the wide receiving core for Edon is going to have to win those one-on-one matchups against a really, really good secondary, and Cam Fuller, Carson Almas, Tavin Shaw, and Landon Brewer. So I look for Antwerp to challenge more. That means Edon's going to have to win those one-on-one matchups and go deep a little bit more than what they did against Edgerton.
All right, let's flip the script. Antwerp on the road tonight. What are their keys?
Yeah, I think established Travis Leasty, Reed Leasty, excuse me. I think he is the kid that I don't want to say forgotten because he's so good. I think he's the best running back in the GMC, but so often there's so much attention put on Landon Brewer on the outside and, of course, Carson Aldamus at the quarterback spot. Again, you got to kind of pick your poison if you're Edon. And Reed Leasty is a kid that can hurt you, and he's fast enough. He can take the ball to the distance from 50, 60 yards out.
All right, let's dive in. Those are the keys tonight, brought to you by Fackler Monument Company in downtown Montpelier, Ohio. For the Tri-State's best selection of monuments, remember Fackler Monument Company in downtown Montpelier. Time to look at some numbers from a week ago. We told you a little bit about Carson Aldamus, the definition of efficiency, and that's even more personified from last week. 14 of 16 for 288 yards and 4 touchdowns on the night. His big target, of course, is going to be his big target all year, Landon Brewer, who caught 6 of those balls for 166, and 3 of the touchdowns on the evening. Rushing the football, Reed Leasty went for 10 carries and 83 yards. And again, keep in mind, as we know, Foz, in a 42-6 game, that was pretty much everything in the first half.
Yeah, again, you get the running clock in the second half against some backups, so not much gets done for Antwerp in the second half other than developing younger talent, which is important. Again, this Antwerp team is as advertised, and again, the first week against a depleted Montpelier team, you couldn't really get a taste of how good they are. I think we all expect them to be very good. Going to get a little bit more pushback this week against Edon, and I heard in the pregame show Jason Hill saying how Edon is battle-tested. That's true, and that means something, too, especially in the early on when you've had to grind a little bit. Edon had to play all 4 quarters. That game could have went either way, while Antwerp had their feet up in the second half, kind of chilling out a little bit. So you may see some effects or some ripple effects from that early on, but again, a lot of weapons on that Antwerp side that Edon's got to account for.
Last week in that Edgerton game, Kyler Sapp, 33 of 53 for 306 and a couple of touchdowns, had 66 rushing yards. Cohen Halbert, a sensational game, fighting through cramps. He, of course, forced the fumble late, then had 2 catches on that final drive for 30 yards, and then rumbled in from 16 yards out as well. I think one area, and that ended up being the winning score, and I think an area that we need to spend a lot of time on for Edon, success this week, success down the road. That O-line, which again had to replace 4 of their 5 starters, has to continue to show growth and growth every week, because there were a lot of instances where Sapp went back to throw last week and no time whatsoever. And I know that they have a lot of those routes that are timing routes anyways and quick hitters, but when you want to go a little bit down the field, you need a little time, and we didn't see that consistently enough last week.
Yeah, not much to add to that. You're exactly right. When Edon wanted to go deep, and they did a few times, and were successful a few times, but you're right, holding blocks for long periods of time on deeper pass routes was an issue for Edon last week against Antwerp. Of course, you don't have that issue when you're dinking and dunking. That's going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, to do this week against Antwerp, because I think Antwerp's going to get up and challenge those wide receivers at the line of scrimmage and say, you're going to have to beat us deep, and if you're going to beat us deep, offensive line's going to have to hold their blocks.
Edon went 5-6 a year ago, 3-1 in the TAC. They were routed by Macomb in the postseason, 57-3. Bob Owen now 237 career wins in his 45th year as a head football coach. Meanwhile, Antwerp went 13-1 last year. This is season number 5 for Jason Hale. And just to tell you about numbers from a year ago, Antwerp outscored their opponents 545 to 242. That's a margin of 39-17. Aldemus threw for 32-13 and also was a rusher for 927 yards. He threw for 34 touchdowns and only 5 INTs a season ago. That'll do it for the pregame show. We are settling in and ready for week number 2 of high school football here tonight. Happy to have you with us, and looking forward to this one. Edon in their home blues. They're all blues with the white trim. Antwerp, of course, on the road with their black pants, white jerseys, and blue numbers here this evening. The Archers are going to get their hands on the football first. Edon won the toss. They have deferred and want to start on the defensive end here this evening, Mike Bumb.
Yeah, again, a little bit surprised Edon won the toss, as you said, and elected to kick off and play defense. You know, Edon's an offensive-oriented team, and we would have thought maybe they would have taken the ball, but not the strategy that Coach Olin decided. He's won a bazillion games in his 44 years, so we'll see the Bombers on defense first started off.
What are you looking for here early? What are some, and you mentioned this, I want to go back to a point before I even, I guess, take this any farther. Is this probably going to be the only team that I'm thinking, now I got to stop, because I'm guessing Whiteford, they're going to have athletes. They're the defending Division 8 champion. So I guess, Mike, the best way to ask this question, there aren't very many teams on Edon's schedule that's going to be able to play press coverage across, and like Antwerp is able to do because of their matchup situation with all of the athletes that they run out onto the field.
This is the most athletes that Edon will face, and Edon's got a very good schedule this year. They play a tough schedule this year. The only team that could come close, I think, is Ottawa Hills. Ottawa Hills is going to be a really good football team in the TAC. But this is the most athletic team Edon will face all year long, man for man, no question about it. And you know what? this is the most athletic team in the GMC. So this is no slouch. This is a playoff team that Edon's playing tonight. You're going to learn, if you didn't learn already, a lot about your team last week. And I think they did learn a lot. That was a tough game, and those kids stepped up and played great for the Bombers. But you're going to even learn a little bit more tonight against a high-caliber team.
Off we go. One of the Upmen with it at the 25. It's Taven Scholl, who will get out to about the 35-yard line on the far side before he is stopped there, and that Antwerp offense will come on the field first. That kickoff was supplied by Martin Gonzalez Ariza, a 6'1", 185-pound senior. Officially, Antwerp moving left to right will be a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Hash mark to the far side of the field. 2 receivers go to the right. 2 receivers make it 3 receivers to the left. 1 running back. Of course, Antwerp loves the pistol look. Aldemus in that pistol with Leasty behind him. Leasty gets the call. Leasty is able to battle his way for 5 as he stretches across the 40-yard line. Tackle is made by Cole Olds, who was pretty good a week ago defensively.
Well, he sure was right there at that middle linebacker spot. They're going to need him to spy Reed Leasty all game today. Interesting, Edon's lining up in a 4-3. They've got 6 guys right now in the box honoring Leasty.
So another pistol look after that gain of 6 for Leasty. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 for Antwerp. Just underway on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 2nd down and 4 for the Archers. Showing blitz, coming blitz, swing pass near side. Pass is caught by Cam Fuller. He's dragged down from behind at the 43-yard line by Christian Owens. He'll be just shy of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down, and we're going to call it a long 2 for the 1st down.
That's a good play if you're Christian Owens. Allow that, come up, rally to the football, make the tackle.
So 3rd and 2, Archers from their own 43-yard line. Hash mark near side. 2 receivers both ways. Pistol formation. Leasty the running back. Still those 4 down linemen. Snap comes. It's going to be Aldemus on that RPO. He dumps it near side to Cam Fuller, and he'll get out of bounds near midfield. That's a pickup of 7 on the RPO, Foz.
Really a well-conceived play where you're faking the run. Then you have the option of Drew Aldemus to come on the outside or even throw it to the wide receiver. Don't see that often in high school football. See it occasionally in college football.
Drew would love to be able to make that throw. Man. That's Carson.
I know. Did I call his dad that? Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm sorry, people. It's Carson.
Double twins. Carson Aldemus in the pistol on the 1st and 10 at midfield. Long exchange, a keep for Aldemus. On the pull, he has 10 to make it 12 on the step out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Carson Aldemus does such a good job of riding the back into the hole as he's making that triple option threat. That time he pulled it from the back, Leasty, right around the corner, and what a block by the big wide receiver, Landon Brewer, on the perimeter.
12 on the run for Carson Aldemus, and immediately into Edon territory. Antwerp a 1st and 10 at the 38. Double twins look in this pistol formation. Leasty up the gut. Leasty is able to battle his way before Olds brings him down after a gain of about 6 on the carry, as he is able to rumble to the 32-yard line.
Good job by the offensive line for Antwerp right now getting that push. Edon's going to have to shore up a little bit.
2nd down and a long 4 from the 32. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Leasty in the pistol, Aldemus in the pistol with Leasty behind him. 4 down linemen again in this 4-3 look. On 2nd and 4, Aldemus wants to fire near side. It's caught by Brewer. There's a penalty flag down. Owens gets Brewer out of bounds at the 25 or 6-yard line, but let's check the flag. Maybe illegal formation here. False start. So that'll wipe out the 1st down and back Antwerp up. Mike and I will be in Montpelier for the first time this season. Next week, in week number 3, it'll be Edgerton at Montpelier in a broadcast game here on B-Rock Sports. Montpelier having their Hall of Fame night tonight, recognizing, among others, Lieutenant Governor John Husted going in, Joyce Miller going in, the 73 football team is going in, Jim Rocky, congratulations, he's a supporter of the program that's going in. So Twins again on 2nd down and 10. Twins both ways. A little half roll for Aldermus to the far side. Steps away from trouble. Now looking down the field, and he's got a man open. Catch is made. It's in for the touchdown. The reception made by Taven Scholl, and it's a 37-yard pass play. Antwerp strikes first.
Wow, great job there by Aldermus, putting that right on the money. And just equally as impressive is just escaping the rush there from Parker Kelly, who almost got the sack in the backfield, but that was a 35-yard throw, Andy.
Let's go 38.
38-yard throw on the money with tight coverage. And how about that catch by Shaw, catching the ball in traffic?
6-0. The offense stays out there to go for 2. So this Antwerp offense picks up exactly where they left off a week ago. Humming along here as they'll go 2 receivers wide to the left, more of a slot look. 2 receivers to the right. Again in that pistol look offensively on this 2-point attempt. It'll be Leasty who bounces outside, cuts back to the inside, and Leasty's in for 2. First score of the night belongs to Antwerp. Your score with 9:46 left in the first, 8-0 Archers on B-Rock Sports.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at midwestcommunity.org.
8-0 here, 8-0 Pat Henry leading Wayne Trace in a Week 2 matchup there. We have some interesting matchups I want to get to maybe a little later in the broadcast. But that was a 6-play drive, my good friend Mike Bumb, that went 65 yards for a score.
Boy, the height of efficiency. And that kind of been the staple of the Antwerp Archers the last couple of years, running the ball, throwing the ball. No incompletions. The only lone negative of that drive was the illegal procedure, false start play that they had. But just really looking efficient there and hitting on all cylinders the first series.
This is the 47th meeting all-time between these two schools. Edon leads the all-time series 27-19. Antwerp won last year, and then back in 2021, remember they played twice, one in the regular season here in Week 2, and then in the postseason. Edon won both of those games. Landon Brewer will kick it off for the Archers. Going deep for Edon is going to be Max Radebaugh and Eli Dickman. 8-0 our score. Liberty Center on the board first as they lead Napoleon 26-0. They have taken ownership of that series. It's like, I think it's 8 or 9 in a row, or 7-0. I beg your pardon, 7-0. I read the score, and then when I said it wrong, but 7-0 Liberty. They've won 8 or 9 in a row in that series with the bigger Napoleon.
They have.
One of the up men coming to grab it, Gage Nestor, and Nestor going to get good starting field position across the 40-yard line before he's slammed to the turf by Dane Scholl, a 5'11 junior. So Edon will start 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. We told you the week that Kyler Sapp had last week, throwing for 306 and a couple of scores. In addition to running for his life, one thing that Bob Olin said he wanted to see was continuing to see progression out of his young quarterback.
We're watching 2 really good quarterbacks tonight in Aldermus and Sapp, so it should be a treat.
Wing right, slot right. 2 receivers to the left. 4 down linemen for Antwerp on the first offensive snap for the Bombers. It's a high snap that Sapp's able to gather. Fires in the flat, caught, and that is going to be an 8, 9, maybe a 10-yard pickup on 1st down as Hulbert fights his way for extra yardage. Scholl brought him down, and Hulbert made him pay. It's a gain of 10.
Yeah, and Edon fans wanted a face mask or a horse collar on that. They may have had an argument. Officials let it ride there.
By the way, the officials working tonight's game, we will let you know who they are in just a moment as well. And we have an officials timeout here quickly. They are Mike Gorey, Jeff Stowe, Paul Emerson, Jamie Krupp, and Steven Scherzer working tonight's game. They have their eyes on the game, presented by Tri-State Vision Center.
Talk about matchups, too. Cohen Holbert out of the backfield against a really good middle linebacker, and Cyrus Gale, who's going to be matched up on him. That time, Holbert
leading tackler from a year ago was Cyrus Gale. Play action fake. Sapp wants to throw. Got a man wide open downfield. Caught at the 30. 25. Stiff arm and a pickup. Kendall Brigle gets him inside the 20. Down to the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 33, Mike Bumb.
Yeah, and he was just simply wide open there. That time, well-conceived play by the Bombers, and there was nobody within 10 yards of Radeball.
They mark him, Brigle on that catch.
Brigle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Hash mark to the near side. Edon on the march quickly. Sapp fires, and it's in and out of the hands of Radeball, and off the deflection, almost picked off by Brewer. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now from the 18-yard line. Antwerp with an 8-0 lead on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. A long look to Bob Olin here on the sideline. Remember, there was some confusion. We don't expect that this week. Week 1 confusion. They had some timeouts that they had to take because they didn't get the play in or didn't understand what the play was. 5 wide look. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Sapp on the high snap, blitz up the middle, and he steps up and has some room. 15, Sapp to the 10, lowers the shoulder and knocks Brewer out of bounds at the 11. Sapp, who ran for 66 a week ago, gets 7 there on the scramble.
Antwerp rushing 3, dropping 8, obviously, at that time, Sapp. And then what happens on that is Sapp is able to run the ball like he did so effectively last week. Finishes the run off there by putting his shoulder down against Landon Brewer, the most physical defensive back for the Archers.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3 for Edon at the 11 of Antwerp. Archers with an 8-0 lead, but Edon threatening on their first possession. Play clock at 10. 5 wide look again. Trips to the right, the Twins to the left. This is a designed run for Sapp. He's going to have the first down before he is gobbled up at the 5-yard line. Stop made by Caleb Lockhart, but it's a run of 5 and will set up a 1st and goal officially at the 6-yard line. So 1st and goal after the run of 5. 1st and goal at the 6. Now can Edon cash in? 8:25 to go in the first quarter. 1 running back, Hulbert, to the right of Sapp. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. That 1 receiver is Owens. Snap comes to Sapp. Sapp rolling right, throws over the middle, and good catch at about the 3. It's held on to that time by Max Radeball. Sapp a little bit behind him, but a good adjustment by Radeball.
Yeah, difficult pass there and a dangerous pass, but that time Radeball held it in.
They gained the 3-yard line. So it's a pickup of 3. 4 down territory here on 2nd down and goal at the 3. 3 receivers right. 2 receivers will kind of bunch to the left as Sapp will have an empty set with him. Sapp gets the snap. Looks left. Looks right. Pressure coming off the edge. Hit. Throws over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Sliding grab made by Brigle. Sapp did a great job of getting out of the grasp that time of a converging defender, Cyrus Gale.
Yeah, you said it best, Andy. He should have been tackled in the background, uses his strength to fend off Cyrus Gale, and really just throws a dart across the middle there to Brigle.
3 yards on the TD pass, and now Edon, like Antwerp, will go for 2 in an 8-6 game. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left here on the 2-point try. Sapp over the middle, curl, caught, touch, or 2-point try is good for Cohen Hulbert. Antwerp goes down the field and scores. Edon goes down the field and answers right back. 7:34 left in the first. 8-8 game on B-Rock Sports. Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Starks Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Starks Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com. Welcome back out here. We have an 8-8 game. Montpelier strikes first as they get a safety, Foz, to take a 2-0 lead. Sharps hit a 2-run homer to give them that 2-0 lead, but they lead Woodmore tonight on their Hall of Fame night. Terrific answer by Edon, and for the most part, Foz, they made that drive look pretty easy.
They did. Right now, the theme of the game is the offense rule of the day here. Antwerp goes right down and scores with relative ease, and Edon gets the ball right back and goes right down and scores with relative ease. So, again, these are two very effective offenses, and we knew that coming into the game. So we'll see if the defenses can show up a little bit and make some big plays as they get settled here as we get into the second series.
6 plays, 65 yards on the Antwerp score. 7 plays, 59 yards for Edon. It's Shaw on the return. 30, 35, 40. Look out. Sideline left. 40. Only Brigle to beat. Cut back at the 25, 20. First down and 10. Antwerp. Special teams answer by the Archers to flip the field.
Wow. And just like that, again, we may have 100 points here scored tonight, Andy, if it keeps going like this.
First and 10 for Antwerp at the 19 of Edon. This will be a start in the red zone for this prolific offense. 2 receivers go right, 2 receivers going to go wide to the left.
Now, a lot of times coaches will like to go for the big home run here when a team's been put back on a special teams play and they're holding their heads maybe down a little bit. We'll see what Antwerp does.
Wauseon on a big win last week. They trailed Bellevue tonight early 6-0. So out of that Twins look on each side, pistol formation, Leasty the running back, first and 10 at the Edon 19. High snap, brought down, he'll give it inside to Leasty, explodes to the 15, nice spin move to the 10. Leasty gets the edge, it'll be first down and goal inside the 10 near the 5-yard line, mark it at the 6. So that right there, I think what Reed Leasty brings is all detailed in one run. Little explosion, twist quickly and get out of a tackle, and right now back to the line of scrimmage, first and goal at the 6. Leasty again walks into the end zone for the touchdown, but we have a late flag coming in. It's going to be a hold on Antwerp, I believe. So that'll wipe away the score. So now it'll be first and goal back outside the 15-yard line or near the 15-yard line.
The official turned into the Antwerp sideline and reaching towards his shoulder, saying the offensive lineman held him. So pretty clear on from his point of view.
Liberty Center adds to their lead now on the Napoleon Wildcats, 14-0.
If Liberty gets challenged physically by somebody, they may be in trouble, having problems throwing the football, and I don't think it's a problem that they're going to get rectified at all this season. They'll be fine in the regular season of the NWL, but you start getting into week 3, you got to be multidimensional.
All right, so we just had an offsetting penalty, a late flag that had come in or one that we didn't see. It's a face mask on Edon, so that's going to be an offsetting foul. So we're right back to first and goal at the 6. 8-8 game, 7:02 to go in the first on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. Leasty lines up behind Aldemus, who's in the pistol. 2 receivers both ways on this first and goal at the 6-yard line. Snap comes to Aldemus, gives to Leasty, gets out of 1, now accelerates, looks for the end zone, and is going to be just shy of the end zone. Needed 6, picked up 5.
One adjective about Leasty in your opinion, Ange?
Shifty.
Love it. Slippery.
We were on.
We're on the same page.
We were.
He gets skinny in a hurry and eludes tacklers as good as anybody.
Second and goal at the 1. They'll try Leasty again. This time Edon able to bust through. First contact was Olds, and then he was finished up by Peyton Troush.
That was a great job. Olds continues to get better at that middle linebacker spot. That's his second tackle of the game.
So now a third and goal for Antwerp at the 3-yard line of Edon. 8-8 tie on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Pistol formation on third and goal at the 3. Leasty the running back. Aldemus on the keep, running right side. Aldemus bangs his way in for a rushing touchdown, and Antwerp reclaims the lead.
Just a little quarterback sweep. Carson Aldemus on the right side.
Lead blocker, right side did a terrific job, and the TD run means Antwerp seesaws back out in front, now 14-8, exactly midway through this opening quarter of play. Offense will, of course, stay out there. Both these teams go for 2. Antwerp asking for the left hash to go for 2. This is Shaw that is in there to get the snap, or is it Leasty it's Leasty in the Wildcat. Leasty running right. Leasty looking for the edge. Leasty with a speed will get to the edge out of the Wildcat, and it's now 16-8 Antwerp on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. So they get Mike Bumb, the great special teams return to the 19, and then needed only 4 plays to punch it home.
Yeah, again, the success they had was on the outside there. Credit Eden's interior D-line did a pretty good job that last few plays and kind of stymied Antwerp, but got great athletes. And Aldemus found it just simply a quarterback sweep around the right side and found a gap. And he, like Leasty, are very, as you said, shifty, slippery type of players that get thin and can accelerate, stop and accelerate on a dime.
16-8 our score here as we keep it here. Maumee and Bryan playing on our sister station, 96.5. Maumee has jumped out to a 7-0 lead. A week ago, they ended a 34-game losing streak, which was the state's longest at the time. Their last win before last week's game against Springfield came back in 2019, and also a coming home win. Evan Karchner, who was a 2012 Maumee grad, left Evergreen after one season to come back to his alma mater. And I thought I think Bryan probably still wins, but I think a sneaky game because most people still expected to see the same old Maumee from the last several seasons.
Can't argue with anything you just said there, and Maumee is certainly much better than they've been in the past. And again, I agree. I think Bryan wins, but going to be a little bit more pushback than what a lot of people thought.
Hilltop and Edgerton playing close in the first quarter. Edgerton a 12-6 lead over Hilltop in that opening quarter of play. So Brewer, who has been quiet here as far as the offense is concerned so far, he will more than not be getting involved here soon. That low kick, Brigle comes down on the knee to grab it at the 34-yard line. So we've had 3 possessions in this game. 3 touchdowns have been scored. Antwerp leading 16-8.
Been fun, that's for sure.
Sure has.
If you like offense, it's been fun.
So who will be the first adjustment? And now we're going to take an official's timeout. Antwerp for the charge timeout. I beg your pardon. We'll spend one with them. 16-8 Antwerp. Back in 30 seconds.
Precise Metal Form, 810 Commerce Drive in Bryan, wants to say good luck to the Edon Bombers in tonight's athletic contest. Precise Metal Form is a proud supporter of Edon Bomber athletics, both boys and girls sports. Precise Metal Form in Bryan, saluting the athletes on all of their hard work and wishing them the best of luck in this athletic contest. Precise Metal Form, 810 Commerce Drive in Bryan, saying go Bombers in this game.
Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb back with you at Leanne Field in Edon on an overcast night. We're heading to more terrific weather. It was supposed to get better and better. Next week, we're going to spend all of our week, it looks like, in the 70s, extremely comfortable, and making our way towards fall-like weather. But tonight, based on the week that we had this week with extremely dangerous temperatures, in fact, all outdoor activities, as per an OHSAA rule, were canceled yesterday because of that heat index higher than 105.
Yeah.
Nice to have this kind of no sun out tonight, and on a night like tonight with all the weather that we've had, it actually feels better than if the sun were out this evening. So out of that timeout, they signaled it towards Antwerp, but we think it might have been a hydration timeout because nothing came off the board for the timeout. So Sapp under duress, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Max Radebaugh. It'll be 2nd down and 10. He was being chased from behind that time by Reed Leasty.
It's a good ball. Should have been caught there that time by Max Radebaugh, and he could have still been running.
So 2nd down and 10. Patrick Henry now leads Wayne Trace 14-0. That game still in the first quarter of play. Here it's 16-8 Antwerp. We are a little more than midway through the first period. 2 receivers both ways. Make it 3 receivers now to the right side. So that 5-wide look on 2nd down and 10. Sapp wants to throw. Has some time this time over the middle, and it is caught. Kendall Brigle on the post route gets 11 or 12, and it'll move the chains. First down pickup to the 46-yard line, so let's call it 11.
Yeah, Kendall Brigle's 3rd catch already for 47 yards.
First down and 10, Edon at their own 46, hash mark to the near side of the field. 16-8 Archers. Twins to the right, trips to the left, and to the left of the formation is the short side of the field. 4 down linemen. They were creeping blitz, but back out. Sapp with lots of time. Now it's collapsing, rolls to the near side, and is going to be brought down at about the 43-yard line, giving chase the big fella coming to get him, Caleb Lockhart.
Yeah, nice job at not giving up on the play by Caleb Lockhart that time. He missed the first grasp he had against Sapp, but didn't give up on it and ended up making the tackle.
Loss of 3 on the sack, so it's 2nd down and 13 for Edon back at their own 43-yard line. How will that offensive line hold up under the relentless pressure of that experienced and big and physical D-line of Antwerp?
So far doing okay, but keep in mind, Antwerp's only rushing 3.
Well, they'll sneak a 4th, but you're right, primarily a 3-man rush. It's 3 here. Going in motion is Brigle. High snap off the fingertips of Sapp. He's able to get it because there was no pressure. Now he'll go down the field. It's incomplete. I think he was just trying to get rid of the football because he didn't have Colton Willis in any way, shape, or form, and he out-threw Willis and Caden Winslow, who had coverage.
You get an idea of the power behind Sapp's arm, though, that time. He just kind of stepped up that casually, whipped it about 40 yards down the field.
So now it'll be 3rd and 13 for Edon at their own 43. Hash mark near side, Edon moving right to left, 4.5 to go in the first quarter. After 1, Maumee 7, Bryan nothing in a game on Q96.5. 2 receivers left. 2 receivers and a wing to the right. 3rd and 13. Antwerp shows edge pressure. Here they come. Sapp over the middle. It is caught by Radebaugh. He needed 13. He collected 12, and it'll be 4th and 1, Bombers at the 45-yard line.
About 4th and inches, Andy. That's about as short of a distance as you can get. Now, Edon doesn't go under center, obviously. If he ever did, this would be the time to do it. And I always am kind of critical of teams that only go the gun for this very reason.
4th down and 1, because you're, of course, talking quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
So they go empty on 4th and 1. 5 wide look, 4 to the right, 1 to the left. Sapp on 4th and 1, straight ahead, has the first down and more to the 40, 35, 30, foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Kyler Sapp on 4th and 1 goes 46 yards to the house.
Just a simple quarterback draw, as you said. Everybody knew it was coming around that left side of Parker Kelly. Sapp breaks through. There was a one-on-one play against Landon Brewer, and Sapp won that battle.
6 plays, 65 yards, and they do that. They get that touchdown on a 4th down and 1 run from the 46-yard line. So Sapp for 46 for the score, and now the 2-point attempt to try to tie this game. These 2-point conversions, if we're going to go back and forth, they loom large each and every time. 16-14 Antwerp. Sapp looks, throws, and it is caught for the 2-pointer. Reception made by Kendall Brigle. New score on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Edon, Antwerp tied again, this time at 16.
When it comes to choosing a memorial that represents the lasting memories of a person's life, the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio can create exactly what you are looking for, like an eagle soaring through the woods etched on a memorial, a bench that has mom and dad's names engraved into the granite to sit and reflect, a picture of the family farm etched on the stone, or maybe your style is a memorial that has a split headstone with a vase in between for flowers. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
Well, what did we say in week 1 at the end of the night? Antwerp and Edon, you got next, right?
Yeah.
So for a quarter right now, they are living up to the billing here in a little more than 8 minutes of football. 16 apiece, 4 possessions, 2 apiece, all with touchdowns.
Well executed offense. Kyler Sapp was just fantastic on that series, and throwing the football, running the football. And we got ourselves a game here. If you like offense, tell all your friends to turn it on to WBNO, because we got a shootout going on here.
We wondered how the Edon first wide receivers against the Antwerp secondary, and then vice versa, the Edon, because it's basically the same kids. That's the thing with both these teams. A lot of the same names are playing both ways. I think even though we're tied at 16, right now advantage Edon. They have been the more physical football team, especially in those skill positions.
I think you're right. I think it's small, it's marginal, but yeah, you see that when they get into the open field there. But some missed tackles by Antwerp.
Here's Dane Shaw, who is able to get across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Gonzalez Ariza with the stop. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Antwerp, who will be the first team now to blink here in this one.
Both teams, like just about every small school, is concerned with depth, especially on a hot, humid night. You look across the sideline and you see a lot of numbers with Antwerp, but the bulk of their talent is in that front line, meaning starting lineup. Not a whole lot of depth. Talking to the coaches, Edon would say the same thing. So, fatigue is something that both coaches need to keep an eye on.
And this is going to be a penalty against Edon or against Antwerp as well on an illegal block that occurred at the 25-yard line. So they'll retreat back to the 15-yard line. That's going to cost them about 21 yards of field position here in that ensuing penalty. Will it be much of a problem? Will it play a big role? 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line at their own 15. 3.5 to go, first quarter of play still, and we are tied at 16 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Aldemus with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left in that pistol formation. Leasty is the running back. It'll be Aldemus to throw. Aldemus downfield, looking for it all, and he just overthrew his intended target, Caden Winslow.
Yeah, Caden had a step on the Edon defender that time, and Carson just threw it a little bit too far.
So 2nd down and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
It's a good call, though. I think they challenge him on 1st down, go deep. And again, your bread and butter is going to be Leasty, although, again, Antwerp can throw the ball too. But I like that 1st down call.
Double twin look again out of the pistol on 2nd down and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Moving left to right in a 16-all game. Give is to Leasty. Leasty met in the hole and then is able to struggle for about a yard. It was Parker Kelly who was very active in week 1. Kelly made the initial contact there.
Yeah, he sure did. Great penetration. And then again, Cole Owens, number 54, coming in and cleaning up there.
And now it'll be 3rd and 10 for Antwerp at their own 15-yard line. Will we finally get a defensive stop? 3rd and 10, Antwerp at their own 15. Aldemus will send 2 receivers both ways. Play clock is at 10 as Aldemus is going to get his offense set now on the 3rd down and 10. Snap. Aldemus looks over the middle. Pass is caught by Brewer, and then he fumbled it. Recovered by Edon. He was making a move. It was poked away by Owens, who then got on the football.
Had enough for the 1st down on the nice little button hook there. Well thrown by Aldemus. Nice tackle. Didn't see who made the initial tackle. Owens did, and really he just dropped the football. No reason for that, and Edon's got the big first turnover of the game.
So the first defense to make a play is Edon's, and they're going to get the short field. That was a gain of 12 already on the pitch and catch, but then the lost possession, and now the Edon offense is out there with momentum with 2.5 to go in this opening quarter of play. It's a 1st and 10 at the 30 for Edon, the Antwerp 30. Hash mark to the far side, 3 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Sapp with an empty backfield, 3 down linemen for Antwerp. Sapp over, throws to Holbert. Holbert is able to get 5, maybe 6 as he battles his way forward. Tackle is made by Cyrus Gale. Also helping to get a part of that stop, Cohen Hitzman. 2nd and 4 from the 24-yard line of Antwerp. Edon searching for their first lead of this game. 16-16 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Holbert the only running back, twins both ways. Holbert gets the call, right side, had a little bit of a hole and then it closed in a hurry. Xander Smith brought him down.
First design run play by the Bombers. 2nd one, the quarterback draw with Kyler Sapp.
Gain of 2 on that run for Holbert. It'll be 3rd and 2 Edon at the 22 of Antwerp. Clock down to 1:40 to go in the opening quarter of play in this 16-16 tie. 3 receivers, now make it 4 receivers to the left. One receiver to the right. This could be Sapp on the quarterback draw on 3rd and 2. Let's see. Yep, this is Sapp running right, and Antwerp was ready for it. Nowhere to go. Ready and waiting was Xander Smith and Caleb Lockhart, and he'll lose yardage, and now it'll be 4th down and 4.
Yeah, great job of getting penetration up there by Lockhart and Smith, and just nowhere for Sapp to go.
So 4th and 4, maybe 3. Let's call it 4th down and 3 for Edon at the 23 of Antwerp. The offense, of course, stays out there. They had a 4th and 1 that they just went 46 yards for a touchdown for. Empty backfield, 5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right on this 4th down and 3. 12 on the play clock. Sapp gets the snap, and penalty markers come down. It'll be a false start. The Antwerp sideline saw that immediately. So now, bigger difference in your play call here, Fozzie, and 4th and 8.
Now the MO of Bob Owen is still to go for it on 4th and 8. However, we have seen out of the shotgun, Kyler Sapp kind of drift back into that shotgun set and have a quick kick. We'll see if we see that.
Not at the 28, no.
Probably not, but hey, listen.
Unless you really have to want to play field position. I think Bob a little bit more of a gambler.
I think you're probably right.
So 5 wide look, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, 4th and 8. Does Antwerp come with pressure? Yes, they do. Blitz up the middle. Sapp eludes one. Can't get away from the second man and has to throw it away. The blitz comes well conceived, well designed, and they got home and stop them on down.
Yeah, for the most part, Antwerp's only been rushing 3. At that time, they brought 6. 3 people were lined up and blitzing from the linebacker spot. There was just nowhere for Sapp to go.
So Antwerp takes over on downs with 24 seconds left in the opening quarter. We're going to stay right here. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Antwerp at their own 23. So 6 possessions in an opening quarter. How about that? 3 each. 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and then each defense getting a stop. Edon with a takeaway, with a fumble recovery, and then Antwerp stops Edon on downs. So 1st and 10 Antwerp from their own 23-yard line. Possibly the finals, barring an incomplete pass or a penalty, a defensive penalty. We could see this be the final snap of the opening quarter with 24 seconds left in it. Well played first quarter of football from both teams. Pistol formation, 2 receivers both ways. Leasty the running back, Aldemus to throw. Got a slant route wide open. Shaw at the 40. Shaw at midfield into the 49. He'll have 23 yards as he bulls through Gallahue to get the extra yard or 2. And that might do it for the quarter unless Antwerp wants to snap it quickly. And they are hustling up there to the 48-yard line.
Shaw's second catch for 60 yards already.
14-6 now. Patrick Henry leads Wayne Trace. 1st and 10 here at the 48-yard line of Edon. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Snap does come. Give to Leasty. Leasty to the 45. Dragged down from behind at about the 42-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. The tackle was made by Peyton Troush. We're going to pause to catch our breath. Entertaining first quarter of football. Antwerp and Edon deadlocked at 16. This is week 2 of high school football on B-Rock Sports.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen, and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb back out here at Leanne Field in Edon on this final Friday in August. We have a 16-16 tie, and what a terrific first quarter of play, Foz.
5 quarters we've played, or we've done this year so far, Angie, and they've been outstanding.
Dynamite.
Wow. That's great. No, offenses rule the day. 2 big stops. Well played. Well-coached teams. It's going to be an exciting 3 quarters here.
So coming out of the quarter break, it'll be Antwerp football. They have it nestled at the 42, nose of the football at the 42-yard line of Edon. It's going to be a second down, and we'll call it 4 for the first down for Antwerp. They'll move right to left in this quarter. 2 receivers to each side. Running back is Leasty. exclusively out of the pistol thus far. Aldemus with the snap. Aldemus pull, throws over the middle, and his receiver Shaw wasn't ready. Sapp had coverage, but the throw is there if Shaw's looking for it, Bummer.
Yeah, he threw it right at the break there, and Shaw just didn't get his head around enough time to make the play.
So make it 3rd down and 4 now.
Numbers right now for Carson Aldemus, he is 4 for 6 for 82 yards.
3rd and 4 at the 42-yard line. Pistol formation, twins to the right and left. Leasty the only running back. 4 down linemen for Edon. 2 linebackers and a rover creeping up. Looks like man across for right now. So on 3rd and 4, it'll be Leasty. Powers his way to the 40. Cohen Hulbert among the Bombers there. It is only going to be a yard, and now decision time for Antwerp, Foz.
Well, I think what Antwerp was doing there was they're playing 4-down territory here and give the ball to Leasty. If he gets it, great. If not, we got a 4th down and short situation.
So here they go. They go for it. 4th and 3, Antwerp at the Edon 41. Edon shows blitz, and they jumped. 5 free yards for Antwerp, and they'll get the 1st down on the penalty.
Yeah, those are heartbreaking there when you just give them that 5 free yards there on 4th down and 3. But got to regroup.
Brian had tied Maumee at 7, and then the Panthers answered right back. So Maumee leads Brian again 14-7. After the 5-yard jump into the neutral zone by Edon, it'll be 1st and 10 Antwerp at the 36-yard line of Edon. 2 receivers both ways. Pistol formation. Leasty gets the call. Up the middle. Big hole. 30, 25, 20. Bulls his way inside the 20 to about the 19. 17 yards on the run for Reed Leasty. Punishing run that time on the finish.
Sure was. That's, again, Reed Leasty right now. 8 carries already. 71 yards.
He ran for 951 a season ago. Antwerp hurrying up. It is 1st down and 10 at the 19-yard line. 2 receivers both ways. Leasty the only running back on this 1st and 10 at the 19.
I want to backtrack, Angie. I'm sorry. Reed Leasty has carried the ball 8 times for 54 yards.
Minute and a half into this second quarter. We're tied at 16. Antwerp trying to reclaim the lead. This will be Leasty on the run. 10, 5, sidesteps, battles his way into the end zone. Reed Leasty from 20 yards out.
Great job on the zone read there by Aldemus, riding Leasty off the right side. A great block on the right tackle side there by Cohen Hitzman. And really, there wasn't anybody there. There was no contact until he got to about the end zone.
And now a 2-point conversion attempt. It's 20-14. Now our score in favor of Antwerp. They have, or 22-16, I beg your pardon. 22-16 as they go for 2. Antwerp has never trailed in this game. They elect to go to the right hash for this 2-point attempt. Thanks for being with us here on week 2 of high school football. A great start to this one. A couple of 1-0 teams with some aspirations this year. Here's your 2-point attempt coming up. The only running back is not Leasty, it's Dane Scholl. Scholl is the running back. Aldemus throws, far side, front corner. Brewer using that length to get in front and that size to make the reception for 2. 24-16 Antwerp. 10:24 still to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe in Archbold, Bryan, or Wauseon, or online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Quick score update to pass along out of the WBL. They were a playoff team a year ago. They have shown improvement every year, but one of those hurdles for Travis Cooper and Defiance to try to solve is Wapakoneta. They had been beaten by them. They had closed the ground on them, but I believe it was 9 or 11 in a row, somewhere in that neighborhood. And now they have an early lead on them here tonight. And actually a 2-score lead on Wapak. So, 24-16 our score, Mike Bumb, as Antwerp needed 6 plays to go for the touchdown. That one covering 67 yards.
Predominantly on the ground? Reed Leasty just being outstanding here so far on the early going, and he's carried the ball, as we said, 9 times for 74 yards, and he does have a touchdown. But good job of mixing it up by Antwerp. It's just been a very efficient offensive game on both sides of the ball, both Edon and Antwerp.
Here comes Brewer's run up and kick. It's a line drive, going to be caught by Brigle at the 34, and he will be brought down by his counterpart, number 3, Camden Fuller, right around the 40-yard line, maybe just shy of it. Another great, both teams tonight, every drive except for Antwerp beginning one on their own 15, every other drive has been really good field position.
That was because of a penalty.
Yep, that's right. This is an Edon drive that will begin at their own 39-yard line. First down and 10 for the Bombers, trailing 24-16. First touchdown of the night in that Montpelier-Woodmore game belongs to the Locos. They lead 9-0 over Woodmore. 5 wide look here for Edon as they move left to right in this second quarter. 3 of those receivers to the right, 2 to the left. On the first down and 10 snap. Sapp with pressure up the middle, throws right side incomplete. He had heat late from Caleb Lockhart.
Yeah, had a good job by Landon Brewer out there. And again, number 24 for Antwerp, that secondary we talked about, Reed Leasty all over the out pattern.
I think that staff perhaps has maybe challenged Landon Brewer a little bit. He had a tough first quarter.
Yeah, didn't make some open field tackles, but comes back with a good big-time catch there for the 2-point conversion and a nice play there defensively.
5 wide look, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, second down and 10 at the 39. Little bubble screen to the near side. Boom! It's blown up. How about that play? Catch made by Gage Nestor, and he was punished immediately by Dane Shaw. Explode and drive to the football. You're an old football guy. You love to see that.
Boy, I do. Again, just a little bubble route out there, and Dane Shaw read it all the way, and it was catch and tackle.
3rd and 12 now for Edon at their own 37. Hash mark near side. Will we get our first punt of the night here? Edon trying to collect the 12. If not, we'd be staring at one. We're at the 9.5-minute mark of this first half. No punts. 5 wide receiver look. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 3 down linemen for Antwerp. That's all they rush. It's a screen. It's a jailbreak that's caught near side. 40, and fighting off the line of scrimmage to get to Colton Willis was Cyrus Gale. He did a great job of reading screen, peeled, and then went and got the football.
Leading tackler for the Antwerp Archers last year and this year so far at the middle linebacker spot. Great job of reading the jailbreak screen.
They got 4, but it's now 4th and 8 on their side of the field. And now the punt team will come on. We'll call it 4th and 9 at their own 41. And a big stop for Antwerp there. Up a score in this game at 24-16. Sapp to punt and a timeout for Antwerp. We're going to keep it right here in this matchup. 24-16 is our score. Coming up at halftime, we are going to talk about some opening night. I got some statewide notes for you that you may have missed a week ago, including a state champ that went down last week to a team that also put the end to a long losing streak that I'll share with you and our listeners at halftime tonight. So kind of a statewide glance that we don't get to do, and maybe peek at some of the games going on around our area tonight. We're on the cusp of college football season. Week 0 is tomorrow. So that means the Foz and I basically shut down lives, right?
That's right.
Saturdays are for games.
We get a lot of couch time during this time of year, my friend.
We do. I believe the proper word is lumbering, right?
That's a fact.
Hey, you're training, though. I know you're still training. You got to get your training in, maybe run in the morning, go take some steps at the football field or the fairgrounds.
Yeah, got to do that with the dog, come back and watch college foot. It can't get any better than that.
2 guys and their dogs. Wives are in the picture, in and out. They're kind of optional. The dogs prefer to be with us anyways, don't they, Foz?
That's right.
I mean, they just do. 4th down coming up. Sapp to punt away on a 4th and 9. Antwerp's not completely believing punt. They got Brewer right now at the 45. Now they drift him back a little more to the 35, to the 30, as Sapp will punt it away, and it is to Brewer. It's a wobbler. Fair catch signaled for and made at about the 22-yard line. So that will be a 37-yard punt and no return as Antwerp takes over, first down and 10. 24-16 Antwerp on our Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Bryan has their first lead of the night, 21-14 on Maumee. They had answered Maumee quickly and then added that score to get the lead. Where are they officially going to mark this down at? 23-yard line for Antwerp. First down and 10. Aldemus has Leasty behind him in the pistol. Twins right, twins left. Edon 4-down lineman. That's been consistently their defensive game plan tonight. Checking at the line of scrimmage is Aldemus out of that pistol. On a 1st and 10 at the 23. Aldemus wants to throw. Pressure coming! And getting home is Cohen Hulbert. Came on a middle linebacker blitz and he buried him.
Nice little loop blitz there from, like you said, from the middle linebacker spot. The nose guard goes in. Hulbert comes all the way around, and he was not touched. Big play.
Offensive line, which brought 4 of their 5 starters back, did not do a good job of picking up that blitz. -9 on the sack. And now it'll be 2nd down and 19 for Antwerp at their own 14-yard line. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, or first half of play. They'll flip receivers. Fuller comes to the near side. Jackson Jones goes to the far side on the 2nd down and 19. Play clock at 8. Aldemus, now 2 men moving. The one stopped. They bring a man in motion. There's a penalty flag. It was a draw play to Leasty, and they're going to wipe the 1-yard gain away. It'll be a legal shift.
Yeah, that's a good call there, and I think he just kind of paused and didn't initially make the call, to him, he being the official, but there was a shift or a movement while Antwerp had a guy in motion, which is a penalty.
Patrick Henry whipping Wayne Trace 22-6 in the first half.
Patrick Henry going to be pretty good. Don't think they're going to win the league, but certainly one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the NWL.
So it will be, right now the officials are going to come together. Edon had refused the penalty. So it would be 3rd and 15 if that stands. But now the conference here, it's going to be, I think that's dead ball and they have to, no, maybe not. So 3rd down and 15 from the 15. Line to gain, actually more than 15. 3rd and 18 as they need to get to the 33-yard line. So 3rd and 18 near the 15. 2 receivers both ways. Aldemus in the pistol on this 3rd down and 18. Play action. Looks, down the middle. Got a man broken up at the last minute by Hulbert, who drifted back to get to Cam Fuller. Great play by Cohen Hulbert.
Yeah, it's like a Tampa 2 defense. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's cover 2, meaning there's 2 safeties taking half of the field, and the middle linebacker's got to go screeching down the middle and take away the long ball. Very difficult to play, and Cohen Hulbert made an outstanding big boy play right there, breaking it up.
So a 4th and long. The teams exchange punts here in this first half of play. Delta and Fairview. Delta leading 10-8 in that one late in the first half.
Thought that'd be competitive.
I did too. Brewer is the punter. Stance is deep near midfield. And penalty flags fly on the snap. And a timeout was taken before the snap. 7:41 remaining, first half of football. Our score 24-16. Antwerp with the lead on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. An Antwerp punt when we return.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency. And the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95. Or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
7:41 remaining in the first half. Fireworks first half, 24-16. Antwerp to punt. The deep man for Edon is Caden Stance, listed at 5'3", $111 as a freshman. He's waiting near midfield on this kick of Landon Brewer.
Last week, probably a little bit nervous, but was really quick to call fair catch when he could have probably ran a little bit more. We'll see if he gets some room to maybe add to the
Penalty marker down again. The punt gets away. Stance with the grab, has running room. 45, 40 to the 35, and twisted down after a catch and run of about 14.
Hey, congratulations to that kid. That was a big boy catch and return, learning from last week in traffic that time. Yep. He did a great job, Stance did.
Let's check the marker here. It was... I think it is going to be on Antwerp because they're talking to Bob Olin about what does he want to take here. That return got him back to the 36-yard line of Antwerp, so a real short field.
And listen, what was that, a 12-yard return?
14.
14-yard return. That's just one less first down you need to get on your way to a touchdown. And good to see Stance's teammates are kind of congratulating him on there. Recognize how big of a play that was.
Illegal formation is the call. How you doing, Mamba? And Mamba, he does love it. He wants some airtime up here. So this is a great start for this drive. Edon will begin at the Antwerp 31-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 from the 31 of Antwerp. 24-16 Antwerp on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. They mark it at the 31, hash mark near side. 3 receivers bunched to the left. 1 receiver to the right side. Sapp has Hulbert in the backfield standing to his left as they wait to mark this for play. Jason Hale is arguing on that far side that if Bob Olin accepted the penalty, it shouldn't be marked off at the end of the run. I believe that's his argument. But they did, and it's at the 31.
I think he's right, don't you?
Yeah. By the way, next week we'll have Dexter Kruger, who's an official. He's going to join us in the booth for that, talk a little bit about officiating in Northwest Ohio. There's the snap. There's the play action. Sapp wanted it all. Had a man, still has him. Pockets collapsing now on the run. Sapp throws over the middle. Good adjustment on the route by Christian Owens to make the reception.
Well, that right there, credit the Edon offensive line that time for giving Sapp so much time.
He got 6. And now an official timeout here as they are going to come together on something. That's a gain of 6 if it stands. Are they going to check? And I don't see anything down like to see, that marker that somebody stepped out of bounds, the beanbag. So I'm not sure what the discussion is. That was a pass play of 6. You're right. A maligned offensive line at times did a terrific job with protection that time.
Boy, they sure did. I was zeroing in there on Parker Kelly that time, and he was blocking his guy for about a 5-second count there, and really all 5 did. Again, this offensive line is going to get better. They just need to get starts under their belt.
And now Bob Olin getting a counsel here from the crew. Side judge talking to Jason Hale. A lot of confusion right now at the 7:07 mark. They're not allowing the pass completion, that's for sure. They're coming back to the 31. Did they?
I think the only thing I can think of is the receiver went out of bounds and caught the ball.
But the down marker still says first. So that's almost like a play that didn't happen. What is this? This is like the equivalent of a do-over. I'm not 100%. This is a crew that is, quite frankly, confusing a lot of people, including the staffs.
Yeah.
So, after a few minutes of buffoonery, we are back on a first down and long. Sapp runs into a lineman, now rolls right, fires, pass caught. Radeball picks up the first down to the 18-yard line, pickup of 13. Edon says, we'll take all the do-overs you want to give us. We'll get 13 and move the chains. Again, buying time. Yeah. Sapp does a good job in 2 ways. Scramble to run sometimes, but also smart enough to scramble with head up to keep a play alive.
As good as it gets at doing that, Andy.
So
Sapp right now, sorry, Andy, he's got 86 yards throwing right now.
So that gain is of 14 officially to the 17-yard line. Well, they'll mark it at the 18, so it's a gain of 13. My mistake, my friend. First and 10 at the 18. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver. Make it 2 receivers to the right, so a 5-wide look on first and 10. Antwerp up 8. Pressure off the edge. Sapp runs to the far side away from it. Now has to throw it away, and he's taken down. No penalty there, but a penalty back in the teeth of the offensive line. We're going to get a hold on that Edon offensive line. So this is going to back them up. And I think that was a good call on the hold. holding penalty against Edon. I think Antwerp is discovering that defensive staff, don't you? That mixing. They are still just rushing 3, but now you're starting to see more heat coming on a regular basis.
Timely blitzes.
Yes.
Not doing it every single time. Bob Owen's too good. He'll get a vibe on that and pick you apart. But they're doing a nice job of timing their splitzes and be most effective just when Edon doesn't think they're going to do it. So good job bringing heat from the outside linebacker positions.
That's a loss of 10 on the hold, so 1st and 20 at the 28 of Antwerp. Recap of the score, 24-16 Archers on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. You're listening to high school football, WBNO FM Bryan. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers left, so an empty backfield on 1st and 20 at the 28. Sapp to throw. Throws the screen. Passes in and out of the hands of the receiver. That's incomplete. It was intended for Owens, so it'll be 2nd down and 20 at the 28.
Good little jailbreak screen set up there. Owens just could not tuck it away.
So 2nd and 20 from the 28-yard line. Hash mark near side. Clock stops at 6:22 to go in a first quarter and a half of play. In the second quarter right now. Owens and Radeball to the left. 3 receivers go to the right. They are Brigle, Willis, and Holbert. Brigle goes in motion to the far side. Sapp gets a high snap. A pump and go. Didn't have it. Now looks back to the right. Coming inside, and the reception is made inside the 15-yard line. Aldemus with pretty good coverage on Holbert, but Holbert ran a better route. It's a gain of 14. And now it'll be a very manageable situation here, Mike Bumb. 3rd down and 7 from the 14.
Good dig route there by Holbert, who comes out of the backfield. They've lined Holbert up in a lot of different spots. Backfield, slot position, every now and then out a little bit wider, but good pass and catch.
We'll call it 3rd and 6 from the 14-yard line of Antwerp. 24-16 Archers on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. 3 receivers bunch right. 1 receiver to the left. Holbert, the right halfback, on 3rd down and 6. Play action to Holbert. Sapp over the middle. Pass is caught at the 10. Brigle is able to turn and get down to about the 7 or 8-yard line. That's going to be close to the 1st down. Depending on where they spot it, and they do spot it for a 1st down. 1st and goal, Edon at the 8.
It's Kenan Brigle's now 6th catch, Andy, for 59 yards.
Antwerp trying to dig in here, but Edon has been very methodical on this drive. They have a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Antwerp with a 24-16 lead. 3 receivers wide to the left. 2 receivers to the right. That's the short side of the field. Sapp is in the gun and an empty set. On 1st and goal at the 8. Sapp looks right. Pressure comes. Gets away from one. Now slings it over the middle and is caught for the touchdown. Reception is made by Kendall Brigle just on the outstretched fingertips of Aldemus.
I don't know if you could have defended that any better if you were Aldemus, first of all. Thrown the ball any better if you were Sapp. And catching the ball in that time, was that Kendall Brigle on that
Kendall
catch?
Brigle.
Kendall Brigle right there in traffic. What a big-time play there on both sides.
8-yard TD pass as Sapp connects with Brigle for a 2nd time for the touchdown. And now a 2-point attempt to tie this thing again. Looking for our 3rd tie of the night. Man in motion to the near side. Sapp hit in the backfield, steps away, throws. It's caught! One-handed grab by Radeball in the back end of the end zone. How about that catch?
Wow. First of all, again, we talked about it already, though, but does anybody avoid a rush that you've seen in a long time better than Kyler Sapp?
He does a great
he
job.
shugs off people all the time and extends plays. Threw the ball at the highest point there, and then give all the credit to Max Radeball for carrying in a one-handed catch.
24-24. Antwerp, you're up next with the football, and we're back in a minute.
Fritch Excavating and CMF Enterprise of Edon wants to wish the Edon Bombers the best of luck in tonight's game. Fritch Excavating is family-owned and operated for over 30 years, and they handle everything from site prep to parking lots to land clearing. They can also put in a driveway, run a water line to an outdoor building, do a sewer line, or tile work as well. CMF Enterprise is a female-owned and operated business serving Ohio and Indiana, offering dump truck services, including aggregate material sales. CMF also handles a large variety of construction, landscaping, ag, and residential materials as well. Fritch Excavating of Edon and CMF Enterprise of Edon wishing the Bombers the best of luck in tonight's game.
Brian and Maumee have gone to the half, 21-14. 21-14, Brian with a lead on Maumee. That was a 6-play, 31-yard drive, and then a 2-point conversion. Both teams, by the way, 3 for 3 on those critical 2-point tries tonight. And Foz, we are deadlocked at 24.
More fireworks to come. 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in this half. So
Bob Olwen's going to spend a special teams timeout here. That was a 31-yard drive in 6 plays. Sapp gets his second TD pass of the night, and also has a 46-yard TD run. Meanwhile, for Antwerp, Aldemus to Shaw for 38 yards for a score. Aldemus a 3-yard TD run, and then Leasty a 20-yard TD run for the Antwerp touchdowns on the night.
Yeah, some great individual performances by a lot of people tonight. Again, none better than Kyler Sapp we've seen, and I can't tell you if you're at home listening to us how difficult it is for a quarterback to have a rush. And I think the Edon offensive line is doing a nice job. But have a rush and be able to shrug off the defender or avoid the defender to extend these plays and still keep your eyes downfield and make good throws. Kyler Sapp does that as well as anybody that I've seen in a long time. And it's that extension of an extra second that's really been effective and really been the difference for Edon to be able to continue what they've been able to do in scoring points.
4:52 still to play, so there's lots of opportunities for more big plays here in the first half by both sides. Kicking off for Edon will be Gonzalez Ariza. Going deep for Antwerp will be Dane Shaw, is the deepest man at the 20. Here comes the kick, and it's a little pooch kick that bounces at the 20. Get away from Shaw. He goes to get it at the 15. Shaw at the 20. Shaw runs into the kicker's waiting arms in Gonzalez Ariza, and it'll be a long field for Antwerp. First down and 10. About their own 20-yard line, maybe their own 21. You ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
Got a half and 4:43 to go of good football, it appears.
I would not be surprised if we saw another score or two before the end of this quarter here with 4 minutes and 52 seconds left.
They'll spot him. First down and 10 at the 22-yard line. First and 10 for Antwerp, moving right to left. 2 receivers both ways. Shaw is in the backfield. That's Dane Shaw standing behind Aldemus in the pistol. Carson Aldemus wants to throw it. Fires far side. Pass is caught. Scooping it up at about the 27 or 8-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the far side is Brewer. Made the grab in front of Owens.
6 for 8, Carson Aldemus for 87 yards.
Only missed on 2 balls last week. Went 14 of 16. Second down and about 5 here for the first down. They get him at the 27-yard line. Second and 5 from the 27. 2 receivers both ways out of that pistol. Aldemus looks the same spot. Swings it, though, to Leasty. And Leasty nudged out of bounds near the 30-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by a couple. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Antwerp. Kind of taking what the defense has given them here on this first couple of plays. 3rd down from the 30-yard line. Their own 30, 3rd and 2. Interesting play call here, Foz, because this is a long 2 to get the first down. 2 receivers come left. 2 receivers go right. Leasty in the backfield. In the pistol formation. Play clock at 7. Snap comes. Aldemus looks, swing, caught. Leasty a lot of room. 30, 40. Leasty to midfield, stiff arm, and he's cut down by Radeball after a gain of 20.
Little swing pass from the backfield. Edon recognized it, but just couldn't get there. And credit Aldemus threw a little blooper pass over the defensive end.
So it'll be first down and 10 from midfield. Gets a gain of 20 on the pass play. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Right at midfield, Leasty behind Aldemus on this first down snap. It'll be Leasty who gets 4 to the 46-yard line, wrapped up by Hulbert. Love to see that. We've seen it a couple of different times. Hulbert with a nice stop helps up Leasty. Mutual respect by both these players and teams on what's happening here on a Friday night. Pound each other's brains out, but then help each other out.
Do it the right way.
That's right. 2nd down and 6 from the 46. Twins to the right and to the left. Play clock, plenty of time there. We have 3.5 on the game clock. Antwerp trying to retake the lead. Swing to the far side. Leasty with a catch, and he stumbled and lost that yardage. They'll give the tackle officially to Grant Reed, but basically the turf got Leasty at midfield, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Antwerp's seeing something with these swing passes. That's the 3rd time they've ran it this series. And that time I think they would have had some success too, but Leasty just slipped.
So it's 3rd and 10 for Antwerp at the 50. Inside of 3 to go in a really good first half. We're deadlocked at 24 on the Andres O'Neill scoreboard. Twins left and right. Pistol formation. Aldemus wants to throw. Has time. Fires, and it's dropped on the far side. A curl route by Brewer, and he just didn't look it in, and now it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, and Antwerp's obviously going to have to punt here, and that leaves Bob Owen and Kyler Sapp 2 minutes and 42 seconds with 2 timeouts to go.
Well, are you sure about the punt? Because the offense is out there. Unless they try a hard count to try to steal 5. 4th and 10 at midfield. They go for it. Aldemus looks, throws, it is incomplete. Broken up, Sapp and Owens got in the sight line, and the stop happens at midfield. Antwerp gives it up on downs and gives Edon the football.
Surprised by that?
I am a little bit.
I am too, especially with the offense that Edon has, and now you're going to give them a short field, and 2 minutes and 37 seconds. 4th down and long, that was. It wasn't 4th and short.
My thinking is, remember, a hard count got him 5 earlier, so now 4th and 5, maybe you then snap it and go for it if you can get them on the hard count. But the gamble, little roll of the dice, comes up snake eyes, and it's 1st and 10 Edon at midfield. 4 receivers right, 1 to the left. Low snap for Sapp. Steps up and now throws it into the flat. It's going to be caught by Radeball, and he is engulfed on the near side by Aldemus. Loss of a yard.
What a play there by Carson Aldemus. Closing speed was fantastic.
2nd down and 11, Edon at their own 49. Antwerp 24, Edon 24 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 2 and change left in the first half. 2 timeouts left in this first half for Edon. So keep that in your mind. 5 wide look, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. So an empty set for Edon. Here comes Radeball in motion to the near side of the formation. Sapp pumps near side. Sapp throws downfield. It's picked off. Aldemus has it at the 40. Aldemus in midfield, far side, 45, and he's going to be brought down. There's a penalty marker on the far side of the play, probably on the return, so that might cost him a little yardage. Carson Aldemus had to beat and read that Sapp. He read Sapp's eyes beautifully that time.
Yeah, the Edon coaches want a holding. I don't think there was one there. I think Aldemus just made a great break on that, and that ball got away from Kyler Sapp. It was a little bit long that time. He floated it over the middle, and a great defensive back like Carson Aldemus made the play. And you're right, Andy. The interception is going to be not negated, but on the return, there was a block in the back, I believe, and they're going to move Antwerp back.
Probably will start near their own 35-yard line from the looks of where that penalty flag landed. So back to the 35 on the illegal block. But Antwerp football after the Sapp INT. So now each team has committed a turnover here in this first half. We're tied at 24 with 1:44 left in the first half of play. 3 receivers are going to come, make that 2 receivers are going to come to the left. 2 receivers. And now a third. Nope, 2 receivers go to the right. Shaw was just leaving the field of play. So 2 each way. Leasty the running back. 1st and 10 Antwerp at their own 35. 24 apiece. Edon and Antwerp. Late first half of football. Aldemus, play clock at 10, so lots of time there. Gets the snap. Looks left. down the mail. Got a man wide open. 30, 20. Fuller is gone. Touchdown. 65 yards as he burnt Brigle for 6.
Just went right by him that time, up the seam, and Alderman put it right on the money there. But Willis that time just really wasn't anywhere to be found. It's almost like he's looking around thinking he had over top defensive help there, because there was nobody there for the Bombers.
So 30-24. Brigle.
I'm sorry, that was Kendall Brigle.
So the 2-point attempt now for Antwerp in a 30-24 lead as the pendulum switches back to the Archers. And here immediately we'll go to Edon again, and they have 95 seconds left to score. 65 on the score.
Still a minute 35 left on the play, on the clock, I should say, here at half.
Leasty will be the running back behind Aldemus in the pistol. 2 receivers both ways. Man comes in motion. That is Fuller. Gives to Leasty off the right side. Bangs his way in for 2. So Reed Leasty, the 2-point conversion. New score on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Antwerp 32, Edon 24. We'll be right back.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need. Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
1:35 left, first half of play. 32-24 Antwerp. How much fun can 2 dudes have on a Friday night, my friend?
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be at any other place than I am right now. We've had 6 quarters so far in this young high school football season of really, really good football.
Next week we take it to Montpelier for the first time on the year, to the stadium over there, the Hobie Krause Field at the Howald Field House, and it is a matchup where Edgerton will be in town. Montpelier had a lead on Woodmore last we heard tonight. Edgerton was on top of Hilltop. Last updates we got there. We'll have score updates with Ben Murray at intermission here this evening on our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show. Here it's 32-24. Bombers are going to have a pair of timeouts to work with, down 8 again at 32-24. Here's Brewer's kickoff. To the far side, it'll be scooped up off the turf, and Nestor will be cut down just shy of the 40-yard line. Cam Fuller, who has been very active in all levels here late in the first half.
Boy, he's a good player, isn't he? Both sides of the ball.
So 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line for the Bombers.
Keep in mind the Bombers still have 2 timeouts.
Minute and a half to go in this first half. Sapp will bring his offense to the line of scrimmage, and another discussion here by this crew. In all seriousness, Foz, I mean, you were on the sideline for a lot of years, 13 years as a head coach, other years as an assistant head coach. You get these conversations together when there's no penalty and you think it's been spotted. Do you have a little frustration that settles in here when it appears as if they're going to give a signal of something? We have a late flag on a personal foul against Antwerp and Edon, so they're going to be offsetting. So we did at least have something, but there were no penalty markers on the field. They're can be a little disconcerting, I guess.
Well, yeah, but there's a couple things here. You want to make sure they get the call right and they're communicating. So as long as they get the call right, you're okay with it. And 2, keep in mind, we're week 2. It's hot out. It's humid out. Both teams don't have a lot of depth. It's almost a welcome break if you're a head coach. If they're sitting there, they're pausing a little bit.
So from the 38-yard line, it's Edon football. They'll need to go 62 yards in a minute and a half if they want to have a shot at deadlocking this thing again. 32-24, and yes, we are not at the intermission. 3 receivers left, 2 receivers right. So in the empty set, Sapp has 15 on the play clock. He'll bring Hulbert in motion to the near side. They fake the swing. Sapp wants to step up in the pocket. Fires down the field, and it is incomplete. Aldemus had it read, but there's no way he could get there. Cam Fuller had terrific coverage on Kendall Brigle.
Yeah, Bombers wanted a pass interference on that call. It was close. It was questionable. I always like if it's close, and I err on the side of not throwing the flag, in my opinion. But good defensive play there by the Archers.
I didn't think it was egregious.
No, I didn't either.
2nd down and 10. Clock stops at 1:25. 2nd and 10 from their own 38. Sapp again empty with 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. 32-24 Antwerp. 2 down linemen, but pressure shown off the edge, and here they come in a stand-up position. Little curl route caught by Brigle. He'll collect yardage to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of about 5, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for Edon. Gain of 6, check that. 3rd and 4 at the 44-yard line. Edon will get to the line of scrimmage. This snap's going to happen a little under a minute to go. They have a pair of timeouts. Antwerp up 32-24. It'll be Sapp on the belt high snap. Looks, running away from Gale. Throws, incomplete. Brewer was already ready to make a play on Owens. If he keeps his head up, maybe he makes a play on the football.
Yeah, decision time now. 4th down and 4. The last thing you want to do is give Antwerp the ball back at around midfield, or actually on your side of the football field with 49 seconds left. But again, you're an offensive-minded coach like Bob Owen. You got Kyler Sapp. You know, what do you do here, Angie?
4th down. If I'm Edon, I'm punting.
I am too.
But
they're not.
They're not. Unless we see Kyler drift a little bit here and then get into that quick kick position. Doesn't look like it. So 4th down and 4 at their own 44. Sapp to throw. Pumps right. Now looks, throws. Sideline right. It is incomplete. Fuller had great coverage on the intended target, Eli Dickman, and the gamble comes up empty. They'll give it up on downs, and Antwerp will get the short field.
We got another flag on the field here where it looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. If that happens to be against Edon, that's going to put Antwerp now on about the 28-yard line of Edon, roughly.
Or was it Antwerp a little over the top?
I don't know.
We'll see here. A lot to sort out. It's a big moment. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Edon. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Antwerp. It should be post-play. Yeah. It is after the play, so it still does remain Antwerp football at the Edon 44.
We got 40 seconds left. Antwerp does not have any timeouts here on the Edon 44-yard line. So if you're Coach Hale, you're obviously looking right now to try to punch another one in here, and they'll be aggressive. The MO from Coach Hale and the Antwerp Archers as well. They're an aggressive football team.
Looking for a 2-score breathing room here before the intermission. 40 seconds left. Pistol formation. 1st and 10 at the Edon 44. Least either one running back. Hard count. And who moved first? I think it's Edon into the neutral zone. It is. So that'll be 1st and 5. That's the second time tonight Carson Aldemus has drawn a flag with a hard count.
Antwerp now on the 39-yard line.
With a 1st and 5.
With Carson Aldemus as your quarterback, 39 seconds. Lot can happen, sorry.
Two receivers both ways with a 1st and 5 at the 39-yard line. Shaw is the running back behind Aldemus. Another hard snap count. Little twitch this time, but nobody jumped across. So now the 1st and 5 snap. Aldemus looks. Pressure up the middle from Kelly. Runs away. He's at the 40. Aldemus at the 35. Aldemus down to the 30 or 29 before he's dragged down from behind by Cole Olds. But it'll be a run to the 30-yard line, a gain of 9, and a 1st down pickup. So 1st and 10. Did he go out of bounds? He did at the 29-second mark. So 1st and 10 from the Edon 30. 32-24 Antwerp on the Andres O'Neill Low scoreboard. Aldemus getting his signs from the sideline. The offense waiting to come set. The skilled positions also looking over there too. 1st and 10 at the Edon 30. 29 ticks of the clock remain. Antwerp goes empty. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll bring a man in motion to the near side. That's Fuller. Back to throw is Aldemus. Wants his one-on-one. The out route is caught by Brewer, and he steps out of bounds. Lots of cushion by Owens on that far side. Reception is good for a first down.
Yeah, a lot of respect for Brewer that time. You're right. Their cushion was huge, and Brewer just put his foot in the turf and came back and caught a little 7-yard button hook.
Got a dozen to the 18. So 1st and 10 after the gain of 12 to the Edon 18-yard line. Clock now down to 22 seconds remaining in this first half. Brewers one-on-one with Owens. Owens will tighten up a little bit now. 2 receivers left, and there are a couple of running backs in Shaw and Leasty. Back to throw. He goes one-on-one. Brewer got behind Owens for the touchdown. They love the matchup, and why wouldn't you? 18-yard TD pass. Brewer from Aldemus.
Yeah, just a one-on-one play using the length of Landon Brewer straight down the sideline, and the ball was just delivered perfectly by Carson Aldemus.
And the first 2-score lead of the night for Antwerp. Now up 38-24. Did it in 23 seconds, my friend.
Yeah, and you look back on that 4th down decision by Edon to go for it at their own 40-yard line. And
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Leasty off the left side. Leasty walks and struts his way into the end zone for the 2-pointer. And it is now a 40-24 lead for Antwerp. We'll keep it here with 17 seconds remaining in the first half. Coming up, our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show. Mike Bumb will be with me. We'll talk numbers from that first half. We'll recap the scoring. Both teams coming in at 1-0. Take a look at some other things going on around Northwest Ohio in terms of games and some state updates, some interesting tidbits from week number 1. All of that at our main stops halftime show. 40-24. So your stops, Antwerp, a fumble by Brewer and 1 punt. Edon has 1 punt and a SAP INT, and then Edon gave it up on downs. And Antwerp is able to cash in a couple of times more to get that 2-score lead. Up 40-24 here. 64 on the board before intermission. Well, I shouldn't stop before intermission, or I should stop because we do have 17 seconds. Edon does have some dangerous fleet-footed return people as well. I got to believe Brewer is not going to get it anywhere near any of them. Maybe his best case, you wouldn't argue if he kicked it out of bounds here even. You'd give up the field position instead of a return person. The kick is received at the 30. Running near side, Nestor, and he is going to be lassoed in. Great job in the special teams by Caden Winslow to bring him down. Nestor was trying to get the edge here, coming near side. Edon will see what they elect to do with 12 seconds here. They'll start this drive at their own 30. Will they concede the half?
I think probably they're getting victory here.
That's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to go to the locker room with Antwerp up 2 scores, and not just 2 scores, it's 2 full scores, 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions. Score at the half on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard, and we get to the main stops halftime show. It is Antwerp 40, Edon 24. This is high school football for week 2 on B-Rock Sports.
The annual Williams County Fair is back. Kick this year's fair off with great daily fun in the North Midway Entertainment area. Tactical mobile laser tag, Circus Incredible, and Andy Rott's Entertainment Wild West Show. Every day of the fair. Start your weekend of fun on Saturday, brought to you by the Williams County Auditor and the Williams County Veteran Services. The day kicks off with the King and Queen coronation at 8 a.m. Then check out the merchants booths and eat all the delicious food you can before the day ends with koi drag racing at 7 p.m. Saturday is also Veterans Day, and veterans get in free. Sunday is fun day and made possible by the Fraternal Order of Eagles 2233 in Bryan. Bring the kids out for the ride starting at 1 p.m. Let them ride all day with a wristband for only $25. At 4 p.m. is the Kids Fishing Derby at the pond and the horse pulls. It's all happening this year at the 2023 fair, going on September 9th through the 16th, and it starts with a weekend of fun. We hope to see you there.
Locally owned and operated for 19 years, Edon Pizza is your best choice for the freshest pizza in the area. Call them at 419-272-2452 and order from a large variety of menu items, including pasta, calzones, wings, and of course, pizza and subs.
When it comes to choosing a memorial that represents the lasting memories of a person's life, the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio can create exactly what you are looking for, like an eagle soaring through the woods etched on a memorial, a bench that has Mom and Dad's names engraved into the granite to sit and reflect, a picture of the family farm etched on the stone, or maybe your style is a memorial that has a split headstone with a vase in between for flowers. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Welcome back to our halftime show, brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. 40-24, first half score, Antwerp and Edon. Not a bad way to get week 2 rolling, my good friend.
No, a lot of good offense. Questionable decision there at the end before the half when Edon goes for it on 4th down and 10 on their 44-yard line and does not convert. And then, of course, when you've got Carson Aldemus and Landon Brewer and Reed Leasty, those kind of athletes, they made them pay and put them up by 2 scores.
Let's recap. First of all, the scoring from the first half. Foz will talk about numbers in just a moment. Antwerp took the opening kickoff, went 6 plays, 65 yards. Aldemus found Dane Shaw for the Taven Shaw, I should say, for the touchdown of 38 yards. They got the 2, and it made it 8-0. Edon would answer right back, go on a 59-yard drive in 7 plays. Kyler Sapp would find Kendall Brigle for a 3-yard TD pass, then Sapp to Hulbert for 2. We were tied at 8. Antwerp would then have a great return to the Edon 19, capitalize on the short field. 4 plays later, Aldemus on a 3-yard run. Leasty's 2-yard, 2-point conversion had it 16-8. Edon on a 4th down and 1 would finish off a 65-yard drive on a 46-yard Kyler Sapp TD run. Sapp to Brigle for 2, and we were tied again, this time at 16. Antwerp would have a Brewer fumble. Edon would start at the Antwerp 30, but be stopped on downs on 4 plays. And then Antwerp would embark on a 67-yard drive in a half dozen plays. Reed Leasty would punch it home from 20 out. They would convert the 2-point conversion, and it was 24-16. The teams would exchange punts. Edon would get a great return to the Antwerp 31. 6 plays later, Sapp would find Brigle for an 8-yard TD pass for the second touchdown connection of the night for those 2. 2-pointer was good. We were tied at 24, and then Antwerp would score the final 16 points of the first half. Antwerp would have it and give it up on downs from after a 7-play drive. Edon would start at midfield. Sapp would be picked off. Antwerp would start at their own 35, and then the big play to Cam Fuller on a 65-yard TD pass. Leasty for the 2-point try. It was 32-24. Edon would have it, give it up on downs. Mike talked about the gamble on 4th down from the 44. It didn't pay off. Antwerp 4 plays later would finish off the 44-yard drive. Aldemus to Brewer. 2-pointer by Leasty was good, and that's where we're at the intermission. 40-24, Antwerp in front. Mike Bumb, how do those statistics look in the first half?
Yeah, because of time, we'll just do some basic statistics here so far. Kyler Sapp had a great first half, 14 for 22. He also had two touchdown passes, one to Kendall Brigle, both to Kendall Brigle, excuse me. And Kyler Sapp also had a 46-yard rushing touchdown for Edon's 24 points. Receiving for the Bombers, Max Radeball's got 4 catches for 29 yards, and Kendall Brigle has 7 catches for 71 yards. Christian Owens has a catch for 3 yards. Cohen Holbert has 3 catches for 29 yards for the Edon Bombers. Rushing the football again, Edon doesn't run the ball a whole heck of a lot. Kyler Sapp, as you can imagine, the quarterback, has 5 carries. Some of those designed, most of those just kind of break in the pocket for 53 yards on the ground. For the Antwerp Archers, a little bit more spread out. Carson Aldemus, 12 for 16. He has 3 TD passes himself. He's been outstanding all game, as advertised as the all-league first-team GMC quarterback that he is. Landon Brewer's caught the ball 4 times. He also has a touchdown pass from Carson Aldemus for 48 yards. Cam Fuller's looked outstanding tonight, 3 catches, one of those being a 65-yard touchdown grab. Cam Fuller's got 75 yards of receiving in the air. And Taven Shaw's also got 2 catches, both big catches. One of 37 yards, one of 23 yards for 60 yards. And Travis Leasty, not only in the backfield running the ball, but also has 3 catches out of the backfield on those little swing routes that he had there late in the second quarter for 23 yards. Rushing the football, Reed Leasty looking really good, as advertised himself. 10 rushes for 78 yards, and he also has a 20-yard TD run. Carson Aldemus has also carried the ball 4 times. A couple of sacks there has kind of diminished his stats for 17 yards. Again, on the scoreboard, 40 points for the Archers, 24 for the Bombers here at the half.
And that's our main stops of Northwest Ohio update. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. Ben Murray in next to take a look at scores from around the area. And then after that, Bummer and I will be back with some news and notes from week 1 across the state of Ohio in high school football here on B-Rock Sports.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
The Antwerp Athletic Boosters would like everyone to know how proud they are of the Antwerp Archers athletic teams, both the girls and the boys. They always work very hard, putting their heart into every game they play. The Antwerp Athletic Boosters will always be proud of them and will always support them. Good luck to all the players in today's game from the Antwerp Athletic Boosters, proud supporters of all the Antwerp athletics.
Always supporting student athletes and coaches in the Edon School District, the Edon Athletic Boosters. The Edon Athletic Boosters would like to take this opportunity to salute the student athletes and coaches in tonight's game. Hey, how would you like to be a part of the Edon Athletic Boosters? Come to a meeting and find out what they're all about. Maybe even volunteer at a concession stand. For more information, phone 419-272-3213. The Edon Athletic Boosters, supporting student athletes and coaches in Edon.
A good Friday evening to you, Northwest Ohio. I am Ben Murray in with a check of your Week 2 high school football scores for halftime here on B-Rock 100.9. In a broadcast game from Leanne Field with our own Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb, Antwerp is on top of Edon 40-24. Edgerton is bombing Hilltop 32-6. In the second quarter, Parkway is bombing North Central 22-14. Liberty Center is bombing Napoleon 35-0. Hicksville is on top of Swanton 20-6. Patrick Henry is taking down Wayne Trace 34-6. Ottawa Hills is bombing Evergreen 21-7. Tenora over Otsego 20-7. In our sister station broadcast on the Key with Dave Brobston, Bryan is leading Maumee at halftime 21-14. Montpelier is bombing Woodmore 9-0. North Adams is bombing Stryker 28-0. In the third quarter, Delta is leading Fairview 10-8. Archbold is knocking off St. Henry 13-0 at halftime. Also at halftime, Bellevue is leading Wauseon 14-3. Holgate is slashing Sandusky St. Mary's 40-14. Ayersville is knocking off Delphus St. Jefferson 27-14. It is Spencerville bludgeoning Paulding 21-0. Columbus Grove knocking off Liberty Benton 14-7. Elida is knocking off Shawnee 7-6. Salina up on St. Mary's 14-7. And Kenton is leading Ottawa Glandorf 21-14. And also in the WBL at halftime, Defiance is leading Wapakoneta 16-6. That is a check of your Week 2 halftime high school football scores. Brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them. The Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. I'll send it back out to Leanne Field, to Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb after these messages. I'm Ben Murray. Stay with us on B-Rock.
When built right, some things just last, like an American Standard heating and air system, ranked the longest lasting brand by readers of a national testing and research magazine. Harmon's Heating and Cooling in Antwerp, Ohio, your local American Standard dealer, can upgrade your home to a system that is proven to last. Harmon's Heating and Cooling and American Standard, the highest standard of comfort. Call Harmon's Heating and Cooling for your free quote to update your system. 419-258-1640. Harmon's Heating and Cooling, wishing the athletes good luck in tonight's game. Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan is having a garage sale through the whole month of August. Save big with great markdowns on garage sale items and other store specials as well. Donaldson's carries a large selection of pool supplies too, along with all the power and hand tools you need for any project. Anything you need, from Ego battery-powered chainsaws to Ace brand wild bird food. Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan is your helpful hardware place.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back out here. We're at the Main Stops halftime show, where an offensive explosion has Antwerp on top 40-24 on Edon. You know, we talked last week. We heard, of course, scores as week 1 went here in Northwest Ohio. We were able to, hear the scores in the scoreboard show and then kind of get some feel for what happened in Northwest Ohio. But wanted to go outside the area a little bit. Statewide, some of these games are still considered, if not Northwest, then Western Ohio. And I don't know if our listeners caught these items. They caught my eye, and I knew they would be an interest of you too, my good friend. Marion Local overcame a 12-point deficit last week in the final 5 minutes to knock off Wapakoneta. That's who Defiance is playing tonight. They beat Wapak 29-26. With that win, Marion Local has now won 33 consecutive football games. I teased something that happened last week, and I know I had missed it, got lost in the shuffle. Lima Bath snapped a 14-game losing streak and upset the defending Division 7 state champs in New Bremen. I mean, that's huge. I mean, I know Bath is a bigger school, and I get all that, but it's a 14-7 win. You don't hear those kind of upsets like that here in Ohio very often.
We understand Lima Bath's a bigger school, like you said.
Yes.
That's against the MAC.
Yes.
Which throw bigger school stuff out the window because it's just a different level of competition down there.
I just thought that was an interesting stat that happened.
It is.
So also defending OHS, and there's a little sidebar story on this team as well. Defending Division 1 state champ Lakewood St. Ed, they allowed just 71 yards rushing to the 3-time Indiana Class A champ Center Grove in a 27-10 win in the opener. It was also the debut of senior edge rusher Logan Thomas, who's a 4-star commit going to Notre Dame. He moved up to Lakewood St. Ed, came here from Texas. He had a couple of sacks. And then I saw today St. Ed's has 3 offensive linemen. 2 of them are those twins that are going to Ohio State. The other one is also a Big Ten commit. I believe it was Big Ten. Anyways, they showed the offensive line and how mammoth they were. 3 of them are north of 3 bills. And you know they're not just big and lumbering. They are athletic kids. And that, can you imagine playing behind that offensive line as a quarterback or a running back? We already talked a little bit about Maumee snapping their 34-game losing streak. Coldwater. Now, you got to go deep into Coldwater here to find records because they're so good and you feel like maybe records are set and then broken. But Bryce Kucho kicked 3 field goals last week, 23, 27, and 21 yards. That made history. No one had ever kicked 3 field goals in a single game for the Cavaliers, who, by the way, Coldwater has 7 state championships. 7 of their state titles have happened since 2005. Kirtland extended their regular season winning streak now to 56 in a row. Again, that's in the regular season. They beat Dalton 14-7. Their last regular season loss was in October of 2016. Little closer to home, here were the official numbers on Scotty Kronz's week last week in the game we did. Caught 8 balls for 231. He rushed for 91, and then also had a 62 yards in return yardage, including that one for the score. And, oh, by the way, 6 tackles and an interception as well. It was as good of an all-around performance as we've seen in a little while.
He was fantastic.
And one other note I wanted to make mention of, and that was also close to home. Paulding collected a 36-0 win over Swanton. Kobe Ford for them did everything. Rushed for 108 and a touchdown. Caught a 33-yard TD pass. Had 14 tackles, including 3 tackles for loss. So a pretty good matchup there. Coming into tonight, as we looked at the Week 2 scoreboard, and Ben already ran through them. Some of those intriguing games for me, I thought, were Wapakoneta Defiance initially. Ayersville Jefferson, we're going to be playing for a 3rd time in a calendar year. Remember, they met in the postseason last year. Tenora and Otsego. We thought Delta Fairview would be very competitive. Wayne Trace, Patrick Henry. Liberty Center, Napoleon. And then another interesting one for a 2nd straight year was Archibald this year hosting St. Henry. I love to see those kind of games.
I do, and my sources tell me this is a really, Archibald's always very good, but this is a legitimate deep playoff team from Archibald. Big up front, a lot of numbers, good quarterback play. We'll find out more tonight when they play the Mighty Mac in St. Henry, and I believe that's at Archibald.
It is at Archibald.
So, didn't Archibald beat them last year, though?
Yes, they did.
Tight, so,
yes, they did.
It'll be a good. We'll get a little bit more of a gauge of where's Archibald's bad. Liberty Center last week struggled a little bit early on against Tenora. I think Tenora's going to be Tenora-like again. The bang on Liberty Center right now is they don't throw the football very well.
Yeah.
And physically up front, they just maul people. But you get into that week 3 of the playoffs when teams kind of can match up a little bit more in the trenches. You got to be able to throw the ball a little bit. And we haven't seen them, but my sources tell me that's something that they struggle with this year. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Brian, a little breathing room now, up 28-14 on Maumee. We still have a few minutes before we start the second half. It's 40-24. You've been inside a ton of locker rooms in your life as a player and a coach. What would be your message if you're Bob Olwyn now down 16, the way you played in the first half, but the way the first half came to an end? What's your message?
Yeah, again, we got to close out games, got to close out quarters, and clearly they didn't do that as Antwerp went down and scored with 40 seconds to go up 2 scores. I think he's going to be positive. Listen, Edon's done everything they've wanted to do offensively by and large. They've moved the football down the field against Antwerp. Just got to get some more stops and got to get off the field on 3rd downs. Got to make a turnover here and there. They do have the one fumble, but this is a really good football team with Antwerp, and the margin for error is so thin for Edon. You're going to have to make a play maybe somewhere out of your conventional schematic game plan. What could that be? Maybe a fake punt. Maybe a big play on special teams on a kick return.
Onside kick.
Onside kick. You're going to have to steal a possession here. No doubt in my mind, Edon can score. And no doubt in my mind, they're going to put a couple more TDs on, if not more. But can they get enough stops to beat a good team like Antwerp, I think, is the question right now. And both teams are seemingly having their way offensively.
Jason Hale's message to his team in this halftime, do you think?
Hey, listen, we're up by 2 scores, 2 strong scores of 16 points against
Edon gets the ball first.
Edon gets the ball first. He's going to say right now, hey, the first 5 minutes of the 3rd quarter are going to be the most important of this game. We get out there, we get a stop, we get the ball. If we get a stop defensively, here's what he's telling them, we will score when we get the ball back. And then we're going to be up by 3 scores, and they're going to be in a big problem. They're going to have some serious issues if we're up by 3 scores with this style team. So he's going to really emphasize that first series defensively. Let's get a stop, get the ball back to our offense, go up by 3 scores.
Any surprises one way or the other from either side in this first half?
To me, yes. Quite frankly, we saw Edon last week. We love Edon. They looked good last week against.
I thought Edon could score points tonight.
I thought they could too. But Antwerp is kind of the team that everybody's keeping their eyes on. They got 20 of 22 starters back from a team that won 13 games. That's a lot. So I guess I was looking at, I think Antwerp will win this game. They still may. Win this game comfortably against Edon. So my expectations, although I'm very impressed with Edon, was more of how good Antwerp was. We're not as high. I've been impressed with Heck out of Edon. Again, who knows what the second half's going to make, but I thought offensive line-wise they've improved from a week ago.
Very much.
I think Kyler Sapp, we knew he was going to be a great player all year. I think he's even improved this. He's made some really big-time plays, avoiding the rush, keeping his eyes up the field, making some big-time catches. I think he's looked good. I think Cohen Holbert is just an absolute beast on both sides of the football. I really like this Edon team. I think they're maturing more as they get into the meat here of their season here as we go into second half of the second game and into week 3. But so like what I'm seeing there, I guess, again, this game may go a lot of different directions. We don't know. But right now, a little surprised how well and how effectively Edon has moved the ball against Antwerp. How's that?
All right. That's very, I like the way you put that. Halftime show brought to you tonight by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them. The Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Our score here at the intermission is 40-24. Antwerp with the lead. We will start the second half at Leanne Field in Edon in just a moment.
Your friends at your neighborhood Edon Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Edon, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Edon Farmers Co-op.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
The Antwerp Athletic Boosters would like everyone to know how proud they are of the Antwerp Archers athletic teams, both the girls and the boys. They always work very hard, putting their heart into every game they play. The Antwerp Athletic Boosters will always be proud of them and will always support them. Good luck to all the players in today's game from the Antwerp Athletic Boosters, proud supporters of all the Antwerp athletics.
Here in Edon, we might have like a pre-second half cramping situation. They're stretching out. Can't tell which Edon player this is that's being stretched out. We had more cramping issues last week than we've had tonight. That's the first indication of anything that we've seen. And still didn't get a number on who was needing to be stretched out a little bit. Oh, it was Max Radeball, who they were loosening up a little bit here on the sidelines. 40-24, our score. Edon 1-0, Antwerp 1-0. Next week, Foz and I will be in Montpelier. It's an Edgerton-Montpelier matchup next Friday night. Coverage starts at about 6:30 again with kickoff at 7. Both teams winning the last we heard. And we'll see, of course, how that comes to a conclusion. And in the post-game show tonight, we'll run you through the finals presented to you by brought to you by Midwestern Federal Credit Union. So it'll be Edon football. As Mike said, big moments here to start the second half. When you have a 2-score lead, a lot can materialize. Does Edon go down? Do they score? Do they make it a 1-score game? Does Antwerp come up with a stop some way, shape, or form, whether it be a 3-and-out or whatever it might be, and then they go and score, and suddenly, Edon's staring a 3-score deficit. So a lot of things can happen here in the first few moments of the second half.
Yeah. So far, both teams are healthy. I know we saw the stretching down there, but we haven't seen any cramping issues. That's a good thing. And you're right, Andy. I think if you're wanting us to kind of dumb it down and make a statement of where we need to focus on, I think this first series is huge. I really do, because if Antwerp's able to stop Edon and get the ball back and go up by 3 scores, that's going to be tough for Edon to trade blows from here on out and trade scores to come back. And So big opening series here for both teams, and we'll see what happens.
Good to have you back again.
Good to be back, my brother. The Irish play this weekend.
We do.
Right?
We have week 0 tomorrow. Navy over in Dublin.
20.5-point favorites, I hear.
Always a tough matchup with the midshipmen. You know what you're going to get. You give them so much respect. What I will say is it's a different animal if you have an entire offseason to prepare for that triple option compared to just 7 days.
And you got Sam Hartman now, and he ain't bad.
60. That's the part of the name of the game where we're at. 6th-year quarterback. He came back for that 6th-year NIL money. Much more than an undrafted quarterback would have paid, or a 7th-round quarterback.
That's great. Isn't it?
It really is.
What a mess we've done.
Hey, it is. Jack Swarbrick, the Notre Dame AD, said that. He said when they asked for a quote, it's a complete disaster. It's a short kick. Ball's loose. Antwerp has it. It ricocheted off of the up man for the Bombers. That should be Antwerp ball.
It should. It didn't go 10 yards, but the Edon player came up and touched it, and that should be Antwerp's ball.
And it is.
I know it's falling over for 10 yards, but Edon touched it before it went 10 yards, so therefore it's live. And that's a huge, huge play. We talked about how important it was for Edon to get down and get this into a one-score game, and now Antwerp's as the one who's already has a 2-score lead to steal a possession.
So it's 1st and 10 Antwerp with a half field. They have it at the Edon 49-yard line. In that pistol formation, Antwerp moving left to right. By the way, Liberty Center pounding Napoleon 41-6 here in that week 2 matchup from Henry County. It's a give to Leasty to the 45, and he's a step away from maybe busting it bigger, but at the essence, it still gets him 9 yards, maybe 10. Let's see where they put him down. I think it's just short. So 9.5. It'll be 2nd and 1. Touchdown saving tackle by Owens in the secondary. 2nd down and 1. Inches for the 1st down. So Jason Hale deciding to try to steal a possession of his own and get that hot offense back out there, and it worked out for Antwerp. Double twins look on 2nd down and 1. More like Inches as Fuller goes in motion to the far side. Aldemus wants to throw. The out route, it's a sliding grab made. It'll be a 1st down catch, gain of about 4. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Antwerp at the Edon 37.
Just a little out route there by Camden Fuller, and then again, Allsmith put it right on the money.
You know, we talked about the year Brewer had last year in the passing game. Fuller was a really good second option for Antwerp.
He sure is, and he can stretch the field too. We saw him run right by the Edon defenders there in the 2nd quarter, right on the seam route for a touchdown.
40-24 Antwerp, just underway here in the 3rd. Twins right and left, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of Edon for Antwerp. Aldemus checking coverage. Aldemus ready for the snap. Gives. Leasty the run. He has tackled a tackle, been really good again here tonight. Runs downhill for positive yardage before being tackled by Cole Olds on the play. But he gets to the 33, and that's 5. So 2nd and 5 coming up. 2nd down and 5, Antwerp at the Edon 33. 40-24, Antwerp on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Almost 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Antwerp hoping, at least going for an early knockout punch, or at least a body blow to stagger Edon. Back to throw Aldemus. Over the middle, and it should have been intercepted. He led his receiver a little bit too much. Owens had it in his hands, but could not finish the INT.
Little slant route over, and Aldemus just threw it a little bit too high and far, and you're right, that's one Edon would like to have back.
Maumee creeping closer, 28-21, Bryan with the lead, late 3rd quarter. Now 11:54 left, it's Bellevue leading Wauseon 26-3. 3rd and 5 for Antwerp from the 33 of Edon. Pistol formation, Aldemus wants to throw, far side, caught, as Brewer got a lot of cushion again from Owens. Gets to the 25, needs 6, picks up 8, and they move the chains.
I think teams give Landon Brewer, rightfully so much respect on that cushion. They're fearful that it'll go right by him, like he did in the 2nd quarter, that it's easy to get those little stop routes there.
Brewer has made them pay on those stop routes when they've gone that way. And then when you creep up on him a little bit, he does have enough speed to get by you. 1st and 10 at the 25, as we saw in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line officially. Have that triangle formation. Play clock is at 8. It's at 7. No panic from the Antwerp offense. One receiver right, two receivers left. Now it's at 2. It's at 1. They get it off. Aldemus to throw the fade route for the end zone for Winslow, and he just didn't bring it in. Got behind Radeball, who I think cramped up a little bit again. He's come up hobbled again. Yep.
Now,
what a throw by Aldemus.
Boy, wasn't that wow? That should have been caught. That was the only place he could have caught. It was pretty good defense by Radeball. Now, Radeball is hobbling a little bit. Let's see if Antwerp goes right back and challenges him here, as he's just not at 100% for sure.
Winslow goes out. He's picked up by him there on the far side. Let's see if Aldemus recognizes that. 2nd down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Clock stopped at 9:13. 40-24 Antwerp. Aldemus going to a screen. It's a jailbreak, and Brewer a lot of room. 20, 15, 10, and he's going to be cut down there at the 11-yard line. Radeball brought him down, and I think he is going to stay down this time. After a gain to the 11 or 12, it'll be 1st down, injury timeout. 9:02 left in the 3rd quarter. Antwerp up 2 scores and looking to make it 3 when we come back.
Precise Metal Form, 810 Commerce Drive in Bryan, wants to say good luck to the Edon Bombers in tonight's athletic contest. Precise Metal Form is a proud supporter of Edon Bomber athletics, both boys and girls sports. Precise Metal Form in Bryan, saluting the athletes on all of their hard work and wishing them the best of luck in this athletic contest. Precise Metal Form, 810 Commerce Drive in Bryan, saying go Bombers in this game.
Trainer continuing to work on Max Radeball and that cramping issue. It is a 1st down pickup for Antwerp. Good play call that time. They got all the action going to the right, flowing right, and then threw that screen back to the left and got him 11-12 right in the middle of the field to Brewer.
Yeah, and right now Carson Aldemus has got 228 yards in the air. Pretty good night for him so far.
Playing in his senior season, as Mike mentioned earlier in the night, 22 starters, of course, 11 on each side. They brought 20 total back. Lost Parker Moore and lost Kendrick Robinson. And they were losses, no doubt about it. But when you bring 20 back from a 13-1 team, the greatest team in Antwerp history, your expectations are through the roof, and rightly so.
Yeah, there's no doubt they're the front runners to win the GMC. I think they'll get challenged maybe a little bit from Tenora and Ayersville. I think by and large, in my opinion, what we have seen, who we've talked to, GMC's down a little bit this year from top to bottom with Fairview and with Hicksville. Kind of having some, more of a rebuilding process
Very
right now.
So.
And by the way, you better be nice to Fairview, everybody out there, because they're going to be good again. And I know they're going through these last couple of years some hard times, but trust me, they will be good again, and it'll be pretty soon.
Radeball comes off the field. It's a 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line of Edon. Leasty in the backfield, 2 receivers both ways in this pistol look. Aldemus with the play clock down at 12. You're listening to high school football, WBNO FM Bryan. Leasty on the give, hit in the backfield. Cohen Halbert blows it up from the get-go. Knifing through to make a great play defensively, and that's a loss of 5, Foz.
Yeah, just Cohen Halbert. Really the whole defensive line for Edon got penetration, and Halbert leading the way there and making the initial tackle. Just a legitimate middle linebacker for Edon. We see him making big play after big play.
2nd down and 15 for Antwerp at the 17 of Edon. 40-24 our score. Antwerp 8 and change to play in the 3rd out of the pistol. Aldemus wants to throw. Has time. Now flush to the left. Looks, throws over the middle towards the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Lost track of Cam Fuller, and he makes the grab for 6. Or is it Winslow? Beg your pardon. It's Winslow on the touchdown.
Not sure if it was Winslow or Fuller. Was it Cam Fuller? I think it's Fuller. I'm waiting for him to turn. Turn for us. 18. That's Fuller.
I was right the first time. It is Fuller, not Winslow.
Well, that is Cam Fuller's 5th catch that time. That from being about what looks like about 25 yards.
18
yards out. And he now has 97 yards, Andy, receiving the ball tonight.
And now a chance to double up.
And 2 touchdown grabs.
Had to wait and double check to see if it was 3 Fuller or 13 Winslow. 46-24 Antwerp as they go for 2. Nobody has attempted an extra point tonight. From that pistol look, Aldemus gets the snap. Looks in the corner of the end zone, got a man wide open and throws the 2-point try on the fade route to Fuller. It's the Fuller possession, and it's now Antwerp doubling up Edon, 48-24, 8:06 left third quarter. We'll be right back.
Are you a bow hunter or just love the sport of archery? Need ammo or a new rifle? The best place to find it all is at Knocking Point Outfitters, the only gun and archery shop in Northwest Ohio, with a huge selection of bows including Matthews, Mission, PSE, and Bear. A large selection of all your favorite rifles, shotguns, and pistols. With their indoor archery range, Knocking Point Outfitters offers lessons for beginners to advanced shooters, team building, corporate events, and youth archery programs. Let their staff help you find the right bow or gun along with accessories that best fit your needs. They're located on County Road 17, 1 mile south of US 6. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
So it is Antwerp, the team that steals the possession. They cash in after the onside, and now suddenly a 48-24 lead over Edon.
Yeah. Worst case scenario happened for Edon. The onside kick, Antwerp is the one who steals the possession. They go down and score with relative ease. And now all of a sudden, what we had for the whole second half, a competitive game, right now, at least by the scoreboard, is not, as Antwerp doubles Edon up right now. So it's going to be tough sledding to come back and trade blows for when you're 3 scores down. Edon does have the offensive capability to get back in this game, but again, we'll go back to our original comments. Can they get enough stops?
Zane Oberlin and Eli Dickman are deep. And the run-up and the Brewer kick is a roller that is going to be grabbed by Oberlin. He sidesteps one but can't get away from the next wave. Among the tacklers, Kane Hines in the special teams. Also Scholl.
Another thing to think of, Andy. And this game's kind of gotten a little bit out of hand, although it's much more competitive. It's kind of weird.
Absolutely, it is.
And if Antwerp
I know where you're going with this.
Well, if Antwerp would get the ball back and score again, as competitive as that first half was, it's all of a sudden a running clock, and it's ball game.
Yeah. So a lot hinging here on what direction this game goes. We've seen Edon elevate their game tonight. Even though they're down 48-24, we've seen strides from last week to this week in where they had some issues. Empty set for Sapp and the offense. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. A little bit high on the snap. Sapp has time, throws a crossing route, pass is caught and belted is Eli Dickman right after he makes the catch. Good hit by Landon Brewer. That'll be a gain out to the 36, so a pickup of 5, and it'll be second down and 5. 7.5 remaining. We're in the third quarter. On the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard, it's 48-24 Archers. Glad you could be with us here tonight for week number 2. 2 receivers are going to go to the right. 3 receivers come to the left as Edon stays empty. The 3 receivers left are to the short side of the field. Only 1 down lineman as a man goes in motion far side. Antwerp rushing only 3, and now the pocket starting to collapse. Sapp gets away and just runs to get out of trouble and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, he did get positive yards, beg your pardon. Picked up 3 on the run to the 39. So now it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the first down.
Antwerp dropping 8 into coverage, just was nowhere for Sapp to throw.
So 3rd down and 2 for Antwerp, or for Edon at their own 39-yard line. Antwerp defensively. Liberty Center wins a running clock game, 47-6 over Napoleon. 3 now make it 4 down linemen. On 3rd and 2, it's a quarterback draw. Sapp to the 40, and that's it. Cyrus Gale says no further. 1 yard. And now it'll be 4th and 1, Edon at their own 40-yard line.
It's a great job by Cyrus Gale. Again, the leading tackler for Antwerp. And that time just spying on Sapp, filling the hole, and there was really nowhere to go.
So 4th and 1, Edon on their own 40. Just before halftime, we saw them go for it. in a closer game. Now they're down 48-24. And I think their thinking is here, we've got to keep something alive. Regardless of where Antwerp gets it, we need points. So we're going to go for it here on 4th and short. 4th and 1. The give is to Halbert. He'll have the first down and more as he pounds his way for 9 before Dane Shaw is able to tackle him.
Such a big, strong back, Halbert, with a little bit of attitude, too. 4th down and short. That's not a bad option for the Bombers.
Patrick Henry, 34. Wayne Trace, 12. End of 3. So the Patriots are headed towards 2-0. Wayne Trace will be 1-1. So a critical 4th down pickup. Twins both ways. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Sapp gives again to Halbert, and he's going to be hauled in from behind. Great job by Caleb Lockhart to get him first, and then Cohen Hitzman finished him off. It'll be a loss of 1, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. 5:40 left in the third quarter, 48-24 Antwerp here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 3 receivers go wide to the right. 2 receivers come left, leaving an empty backfield for Sapp. 3 down linemen, 1 rushing off the edge, standing straight up, coming to get Sapp, throwing the out route incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 11. Intended target was Owens. Brewer was there on coverage. Clock stops at 5:20.
Antwerp defense tightening up a little bit. I'm looking to see if they're doing anything different. I can't see that they're doing anything different. Just getting a little bit more pressure on the quarterback, maybe making a little quicker break. Sometimes momentum when you're up by 3 scores. You manage to run a little bit faster, and the team down by 3 sometimes doesn't run as fast for some reason, but nothing schematically that I see.
5 wide look again. 3 comes to the left. 2 receivers right on 3rd and 11. Antwerp, will they come pressure? They do. Throw the pass in the flat. It's incomplete. It was intended for Owens, but that play had no chance. Heat was coming on Sapp, and even Owens was ready to get tackled immediately had he made the catch. And now it'll be 4th down and 11, and we'll see what Bob Owen elects to do here. Bryan 35-21 lead over Maumee. 8.5 to play in that game. Sapp will punt it away on 4th and long with 5:15 left in this third quarter. Brewer will drift back near his 20-yard line to receive this punt. And now movement. Did Edon move first? Antwerp jumped, but was there movement? I think they're signaling towards Edon. It'll be a false start, yes. So we get Edgerton Montpelier next week from Hobie Krause Field. Last we heard on that one, it was 9-0 Montpelier in the second half on their Hall of Fame night.
Lieutenant Governor in town.
Yeah, going into the class as the Athletic Hall of Fame class as a 3-sport athlete. Stand out at Montpelier. High snap, over the shoulder grab, and now he just does anything he can to get it off, and it's off the side of his foot and out of bounds. Near midfield.
I think as good as what Edon played in that first half, we're seeing kind of the opposite here so far in this third quarter with the botched onside kick that Antwerp stole a possession on, and then bad special teams play here.
Delta smoking Fairview 24-8. So a short field for Antwerp after that punt of 6 yards. We'll see Antwerp take over on the Edon 47. And as Mike said, now a touchdown. All of a sudden you're talking about a score here, and you got a running clock game in the third quarter. Never would have thought that at halftime. There's that triangle look in the backfield with Leasty and Shaw back there. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Aldemus wants to throw. He wants it all. He's got Brewer. He's got the catch inside the 20. Beautiful fade throw, gain of 29 and a first down.
So nice to have that big, long target out there with Brewer, who commands a lot of respect with the deep ball that you can, as we say, do little stop routes. That time he just ran right by the Edon defender and caught it at its highest point.
That's a gain to the 18, so a pickup of 29, Foz. And now, as Shaw hustles off the field, kind of gingerly, a chance to really put the finishing blows in.
Brewer's 7th catch, Andy, for 96 yards. And 1 touchdown.
Two receivers right. That's my fault. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Pistol formation. Leasty the running back. Defiance has hung on to beat Wapak, so that will end their misery against Wapakoneta. 16-13. Travis Cooper and the Bulldogs are 2-0.
One of the biggest wins in Defiance short-term history for sure.
Leasty, big hole up the middle, down to the 3-yard line. It'll be first down and goal. That offensive line absolutely road grading the D-line of Edon that time. I mean, you and me together walking gets through that hole to the 5. That's how good of a job that O-line did that time.
Momentum certainly turned here. The juice is still with Antwerp, not so much with Edon right now. And now Antwerp here in the red zone here, if they do manage to put this in, we do have a running clock.
First and goal at the 3. Antwerp with blood in the water. Out of the pistol formation. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Leasty, that was a little messed up in the backfield as they missed the mesh point there on the give. Edon with good defensive penetration. Peyton Troush able to slide through there, and it's a loss of a couple on the play. Back to the 5. It'll be second and goal. Down to 3:40 remaining in the third. It's 48-24. Antwerp in front here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Second and goal at the 5. 2 receivers go wide to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Leasty the only running back in the pistol. On the second and goal at the 5. Pump fake to the right. Now under trouble. He'll get sacked on the play. Coming off the edge, Kyler Sapp on a blitz comes to get him and sacks him back near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, something that Edon doesn't do very often is bring defensive back blitzes. That time they did. Kyler Sapp got to Aldemus before he could throw.
So third and goal from the 10-yard line. Couple of snaps here for Antwerp to try to punch it in with 2:50 left. Third and goal at the 10. 48-24 Antwerp. Twins to the right, twins to the left, pistol formation on third and goal at the 10. Play clock at 8. Aldemus awaits the snap. Here's your third and goal snap. Looks towards the end zone. Wide open receiver caught for the touchdown. Receiver is Cam Fuller, and he gets 6. And it's 54-24.
Boy, that Carson All has been outstanding today, but how about Camden Fuller? That's his 7th catch for 103 yards, Andy, and his 3rd touchdown catch.
Fuller has both of them here in the second half.
Yeah.
And they'll go for 2. 54-24 as we've moved to a running clock scenario here. As Antwerp again goes for 2. And if you're just tuning in, both teams have gone for 2. This isn't Antwerp trying to run up a score. They've been both going for 2 all night, so not much in the kicking game for either team. Leasty in the backfield with Aldemus as the 2-point try is ready to happen. Aldemus searches blitz coming, throws in the end zone. It's incomplete. The intended target was Jackson Jones. 54-24. Antwerp will be back in just a moment.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Huh? Yeah.
54-24 Antwerp on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard, on their way to a 2-0 start to the season and have really opened things up. If you're just tuning in, late in the first half, it's a 1-score game. 32-24 Antwerp. Edon goes for it on their side of the field. Antwerp gets the stop. They scored before half. Antwerp onside kick second half, steal a possession, score then, score again after another stop, and from a 1-score game to a running clock game in a blink of an eye. Less than 20 minutes of real time once the game, once you started playing football. I mean, that's just how explosive Antwerp can be.
Yeah, there's nothing I can say that I don't agree with what you just said. It's just the explosiveness of Antwerp and how they're able to put a lot of points on the board in such a short time, and that's been just the case. Folks that are listening, you're going to see a 54-24 score right now, and you're going to think it's been a blowout. This was competitive in the first half.
Kick to one of the up men. It's fielded by Zane Oberlin, who gets to the middle of the field and is going to be brought down shy of the 35. And now a late flag is going to go
against Edon.
Yeah, there was a lot of extracurriculars here on the near side of the field.
Just not a very smart play there, blocking way after the play was over and into the bench area. And you just got to keep your composure. It's an emotional game, but that hurts your team.
So the 15-yard penalty, instead of starting at your own 34, Edon will now start at their own 19-yard line. We're late in the third quarter, 54-24. Antwerp on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. Back at it next week in Montpelier for Edgerton at Montpelier. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Our pregame show starts at 6:30 here on B-Rock 100.9. First and 10 from the 18-yard line for Edon. A game that was tied at 24. Antwerp has scored 30 unanswered. Snap coming to Kyler Sapp. High on the snap. Looks, has time, sends one down the field into double coverage, incomplete. He wanted Kendall Brigle, but great bracketed coverage. Cam Fuller almost had the pick. He was in front, and then there was a defender behind him as well.
Listen, how many times have we said Cam Fuller's name tonight? Offensively, defensively, he's been everywhere tonight.
That was Winslow behind him. By the way, Maumee fighting back. Bryan 35, Maumee 28. 6.5 left in that one. Here, second down and 10, Edon from their own 18-yard line. We're down to 30 seconds left in the third quarter here. Again, a running clock game, 54-24, Antwerp. Three receivers to the right, inside handoff. It will be Hulbert. He found some tough sledding, but then is able to just really fight and keep the play alive, Bummer. And then you look up, and he's got 7 yards. And that's going to be the last snap of the third quarter. 3 in the books here at Leanne Field in Edon. All Antwerp leading Edon now 54-24 on B-Rock Sports.
Fall is a great time to work on your home. Is your home well insulated? Field Supply Center in Blakesley is now stocking the Attic Cat and the Pro Cat blown insulation system. Forget about the dust from the old blown insulation. Attic Cat is the new clean way to insulate your walls and attic. Field Supply Center also offers CertainTeed Landmark shingles, one of the best shingles for your roof. Now is the time to take care of your home. Whether you need insulation, shingles, siding, or window, make Field Supply in Blakesley your first stop.
When built right, some things just last, like an American Standard heating and air system, ranked the longest lasting brand by readers of a national testing and research magazine. Horman's Heating and Cooling in Antwerp, Ohio, your local American Standard dealer, can upgrade your home to a system that is proven to last. Horman's Heating and Cooling and American Standard, the highest standard of comfort. Call Horman's Heating and Cooling for your free quote to update your system. 419-258-1640. Horman's Heating and Cooling, wishing the athletes good luck in tonight's game.
Antwerp 54, Edon 24. Thanks for being with us. We are in a running clock game as of the moment. It's Edon football. They have a 3rd down and 2 after a very determined 8-yard run by Cohen Hulbert, Mike.
Yeah, it did. Again, just all grit there by Cohen Hulbert. Again, still fighting. Game's probably over, Andy. The game's over. We got a running clock. We're in the fourth quarter. Antwerp is up by 30. But now you learn a little bit more about your team as how they're fighting when they're down. What kind of attitudes do they got? Do they give up or do they keep competing? I think, if any indication was of last week how Edon grinded to win that game, a competitive game in Ascension, they'll keep fighting here in this fourth quarter.
So here's your 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line. Sapp wants to throw. Sapp throwing down the field. Hit as he delivers. It's underthrown. It's incomplete. An adjustment by Willis, but he was going to be out of bounds. Winslow had great coverage. Sapp paying the price on the release of that throw as pressure came from different angles from Antwerp. And now a 4th and 2, and Edon obviously will go for it. You got to be careful here now because You don't want anybody getting hurt in a 30-point game, and I'm saying that on both sides. Right. So I wonder at some point in time, is this going to be maybe final possessions for both teams because there's still 8 more games to play, and the last thing either coach would hate to see would be anybody to get hurt, but in particular an important piece to the puzzle to go down in a 30-point game. 5 wide look, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Edon goes for it on 4th down and 2. Pressure's coming. Sapp on a run. Antwerp anticipated it, but a great individual play by Sapp to get this gain and a first down out to the 46. That was swallowed up at the line of scrimmage, and Sapp slithered for 19.
Spun, stopped, accelerated. Great run by Sapp.
And now we have an injured Archer down on the play. 10:43 remaining in this one. 54-24 Antwerp. Bombers will have a first down near midfield when we come back.
When it comes to choosing a memorial that represents the lasting memories of a person's life, the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio can create exactly what you are looking for, like an eagle soaring through the woods etched on a memorial, a bench that has mom and dad's names engraved into the granite to sit and reflect, a picture of the family farm etched on the stone, or maybe your style is a memorial that has a split headstone with a vase in between for flowers. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families in the tri-state area since 1924.
Red, white, and blue. Walking in another red, white, and blue.
5 minutes to go in the game. Delta 31, Fairview 22. Archibald off to a 2-0 start as they level St. Henry tonight, 29-0. Wow. Punishing Blue Streaks win. Your spies and sources might be right on that Blue Streak team.
Can I take them to win the NWL?
It's pre-league, so you can pick whoever, and plus you're a grown man, pick whoever you want.
Well, I'm just asking you. I'm taking the Streaks.
You're going Streaks over Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, hey, Cyrus Gale was the injured player. He's able to get off the field. Not hobble. He got off on his own power just fine. Hicksville wins. First win for Justin Davis. Snap is on the turf. Sapp just slides to go get it back at the 35-yard line. That's a loss of 11 or 12. So congrats to Hicksville, by the way, on their 28-6 win tonight over Swanton. We'll see, or Edon will see Hicksville coming up next week in week number 3. So it's a loss of 12 back to the 34. There have been a few of those snaps back to Sapp tonight. He's been able to handle all of them, but that one was a little bit too high.
Yep, humidity maybe. Ball gets a little bit of a lather going.
2nd down and 22. 9:58 remaining. 54-24 Antwerp. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers left on this 2nd and 22. Empty look for Sapp and company. He looks right, now looks left. Fires far side, incomplete. A little bit behind his intended target. Briggs Gallahue tried to make the adjustment, can't come up with it, and that'll be 3rd and long. 54-24. Brewer had the closest coverage. Basically zone. Antwerp wants everything in front of them right now. Comfortably up in a running clock game. 9 and change left in this one. Trips to the right. Twins to the left. 3rd and 22 for Edon. 3-man rush. Sapp steps up in the pocket, away from trouble. Throws down the middle. Got a man. It's caught, and it's a first down. Eli Dickman way too tight on, or way too loose on coverage that time. That's a gain of 36, Foz, and a first down.
Great skinny post there right in the middle of the field. Eli Hickman's 2nd catch for 41 yards.
So 1st and 10 for Edon at the Antwerp 30. A 3rd and 22 conversion. 2 receivers left, 3 receivers right. 8.5 remaining in this one. Sapp will bring a man in motion to the far side of the field. Sapp gets the snap, helmet high. Wants the route over the middle, incomplete. Do we have a flag? No flag. Intended for Owens. Coverage to Brewer. It's 2nd down and 10. Next snap going to happen under 8 minutes to play. Antwerp going to be 2-0 when the night is done. Edon will be 1-1 on the season. But both teams still playing ones here tonight. Edon still fighting hard here late. This was a 24-24 game in the first half if you're just joining us. Antwerp has rattled off 30 unanswered since then. 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Holbert in motion to the far side on 2nd down and 10. Now comes back to the near side. Sapp waits on the snap, gets it. The 2nd and 10. steps away from trouble. Surveys the field, now just going to sling it out of bounds, had nowhere to go. Smart decision, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Soft zone being played by Antwerp, keeping everything in front of them, as you indicated there, only rushing 2 that time.
Bryan appearing as if they're going to have enough now, maybe. 42-28 lead over Maumee as the Bears try to square their mark at 1-1. Here it's 54-24 Antwerp. Eden with a 3rd and 10 at the Antwerp 30. We're inside of 7 minutes to play in this one. Sapp sends 2 receivers left, 3 receivers to the right. They just cashed in on 3rd and 22. Going to try a 3rd and 10 here. Here comes the step up in the pocket. Sapp hit from behind and is engulfed. Nothing he could do that time. Never saw Cohen Hitzman. He got around and twisted away from the block to get the sack. And that's a loss of 1, and now a 4th and 11. 4th and 11, Eden at the Antwerp 31 with 6:25 remaining in this one. Maybe the last offensive series for Eden. If they don't come up with it here, running clock game, conceivably Antwerp could kill the clock basically. So here you go, 3 to the right, 2 receivers left on 4th and 11. Sapp with quick pressure, throw over the middle, pass is caught on a screen, and he's not going to get there, but there is a penalty flag down on the play. The reception was made by Zane Oberlin. Antwerp's kind of incredulous. They must think that the penalty flag's going to be on them, the way they reacted right away with 5:45 and counting to play. But it's not going to be that way. It'll be a block in the back and a personal foul roughing the passer. So they offset, and we're going to replay 4th down. All right. So we'll do 4th and 11 all over again. It's not quite too close to call. Let's do it again, but it is 4th and 11 after the offsetting penalties. I want to thank Matt Ripke, athletic director, here tonight. All of the administration, they do such a great job taking care of us this evening and every time we come to Eden for any event. 4th and 11, 3 receivers right, 2 receivers left on this 4th and 11. Antwerp shows blitz up 54-24. They are coming. Here they come from all angles. Over the middle, the pass is caught, and a sure tackle made at the 25 on Cohen Hulbert. Great job by Jackson Jones. If you're going to blitz, you better have something on the back end, and Antwerp sure did.
Yeah, just a little stopper out there going to Cohen Hulbert, hoping he can catch the ball in traffic and then use his strength and muscle for a 1st down. And that was just a really good defensive play, open field tackle.
Jackson Jones.
Yeah, Jackson Jones.
So now Antwerp will come back out onto the field, and I think we're going to see some fresh jerseys, probably, yes, on both teams. It's time to get there. You're in a 54-24 game, and it appears as if you're going to survive without any kind of a major injury. And Hampton Rogie will take over the controls. He'll still have Dane Schall in the backfield and Reed Leasty. But now they'll bring and milk that play clock on every snap, remember, with a running clock. 30 unanswered by the Archers tonight. It'll be a give right side, Leasty to the 40. Leasty brought down at the 43 or 4-yard line. Corbin Chrisman, a 5'10 freshman, came up to get the stop at the 43. It's a gain of 18 for Reed Leasty.
I think that'll probably be the last time we see Reed Leasty.
Yep, good call. Coming out, Gabe Clevenger will come in for him. Wonder if he had a shot at 100.
Yeah, well, I got him unofficially over 123 now, so he was right around there. I bet that's what it was.
1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. At their own 43. 54-24 Antwerp, 3:45 left in this one. People that are going to hear this score are going to think, ho-hum, Antwerp took care of business. And they did. They did take care of business as Gabe Clevenger gets 9, maybe 10. But this was a 24-all game. It was back and forth for basically the entire first half. And then one late gamble by Eden on their own side of the field. Antwerp got the stop, stuck it in, made it a 2-score game, and then from there it was all downhill. That was a gain to get the first down of 10 for Gabe Clevenger. And it'll be 1st and 10 Antwerp at the 47 of Edon. This next snap going to happen under the 3-minute mark left in this one, as we see a lot of clean jerseys out there for both teams. Rogie awaiting the snap, 54-24. Rogie gives left side. Clevenger is going to get hit and brought down immediately by Landon Reitzel, who is able to knife through and get there. Gain of 1. So 2nd down and 9. So Jason Hale, I think, learned tonight his team can take a punch in the mouth and respond. Foz, what do you think?
Yeah, I really do. And again, they were tested first half, but again, it's a 4-quarter game. And Antwerp came out when the game was still competitive early in the 3rd quarter and really hit Edon in the mouth and established their dominance here in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Play clock at 3, at 2. Rogie hands it off. Clevenger another run. And into the secondary, down to about the 37 or 8 yard line. Gang tackled, led by Trent Buck, a 5'11 freshman, who brought him down at the 38 yard line. 1st down and 10. 2 weeks of football, and Antwerp's averaging 48 a game.
A lot of weapons.
And last week, their starters basically played a half.
Yeah, a lot of weapons, beginning with Aldemus, Leasty, Brewer. How about Cam Fuller? I think he was player of the game today.
I would agree with that tonight. 3rd and 1. 1:24 left. Couple more snaps, we'll do it. Again, the Midwestern Community Federal Credit Union scoreboard show when we're done here, as Clevenger makes a couple of nifty moves to get the 1st down before he's brought down by Lane Brandt after that run down to the 35 yard line.
I think we'll get maybe one more play in here, Ange.
Ball came free. Beg your pardon. It was recovered by Edon with 1:09 remaining. So, yeah, a couple snaps on that side to end it in some way, shape, or form. 2nd O will be out there now for Edon. This will be the 2nd straight win in the series for Antwerp, and Edon still leads all time, 27-20 in the overall series between these two schools. Some of those numbers, too. Wait till they get into GMC play again this year. In those GMC games last year, Antwerp outscored their opponents 259-85 in those games. Brewer going to try to eclipse 61 catches that he had last year. Fuller had 45 catches and Winslow had 20. I think both those young men will surpass that this year. Corbin Chrisman will get the snaps at quarterback here with a 5-wide look. And the clock running. Snap comes at 48 seconds. Chrisman throws, and it's low and incomplete. Wanted Trent Buck, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. 40 seconds left.
This will be the last play. A lot to like, I guess, if you're an Edon fan. Obviously, the first half, things kind of fell apart in the second half, beginning with the onside kick. You're playing against a really good football team, and I think we need to keep that in mind. Antwerp is legit.
This will be the last play of the night. They're down to 10 on the play clock, almost matching the game clock. Your final tonight from Leanne Field in Edon is going to be Antwerp 54, Edon 24, as Chrisman is going to run for 5 to end it. Stay with us. Post-game show gets underway next in just a moment.
Locally owned and operated for 19 years, Edon Pizza is your best choice for the freshest pizza in the area. Call them at 419-272-2452 and order from a large variety of menu items, including pasta, calzones, wings, and, of course, pizza and subs.
The Williams County Fair is the place to be September 9th through the 16th. It all kicks off on Saturday with the King and Queen coronation at 8 a.m., koi drag racing at 7 p.m., and so much more. Sunday features kids fishing derby and horse pulls, both both starting at 4 p.m. Monday is Kids Day from 9 to 3 p.m. with a bike giveaway at 5:30 and the high school band show at 7. Tuesday is Senior and Disability Day featuring the cheer-off competition at 6 p.m. Wednesday features harness racing at 1 and Enough Said takes the stage at 7 p.m. Thursday come out for youth night activities starting at 7. Friday is the long-awaited Power Wheels Derby at 6 and the Demolition Derby at 7. Saturday wraps it all up with the rodeo at 7. But that's not all the fair has to offer. Great daily fun in the North Midway Entertainment area. Tactical mobile laser tag, Circus Incredible, and Andy Rott's Entertainment Wild West Show. Every day of the fair, along with all your favorite food and rides. Bring out the whole family because there's enough for all ages at this year's Williams County Fair. We'll see you at the fair.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
54-24, your final tonight. Antwerp moves to 2-0. Edon falls to 1-1. The Fearless Foz with the final numbers on this one tonight. And Antwerp ending up running away with it, 30 unanswered in this one this evening from a 24 all-tie.
Yeah, unofficial stats tonight. Kyler Sapp was fantastic, 15 for 33. He did have 161 yards in the air. That included 2 touchdown passes and 1 rushing touchdown by Sapp himself from 46 yards out. Had a 3-yard TD pass to Kendall Brigle. Sapp also had another 8-yard TD pass to Kendall Brigle as well for 24 points. Sapp did have the 1 INT in the second quarter, but other than that, statistically, again, running the ball, passing the ball, had another good performance. Speaking of rushing the football, Sapp had 64 yards on the ground. That includes a couple sacks, too, so it was highly effective. Colin Holbert also carried the ball 4 times for 17 yards. The Bombers had 81 yards on the ground for a total, offensive total of 260 total yards. Receiving the football, receiving for the Bombers, Max Radeball had 4 catches for 29 yards. Kendall Brigle led the way with 8 catches for 71 yards. Colin Holbert also caught 4 balls for 37 yards. And Hickman had 2 catches for 41 yards. Again, for 179 yards passing. Again, 260 total yards for the Edon Bombers. For the Antwerp Archers, Carson Aldemus all over the place, 16 for 22, very efficient, 257 yards in the air. That's unofficial. Landon Brewer, 7 catches, 96 yards. He had a touchdown catch. Cam Fuller, I think he was player of the game today, 7 catches for 103 yards. He also caught 3 touchdown passes. All in all, Carson Aldemus had 5 touchdown passes tonight. It was just outstanding on both sides of the ball tonight, playing defensive back as well. Rushing the football, you guessed it, Reed Lacey. He carried the ball tonight 15 times for 123 yards. The Antwerp Archers had 163 yards total on the ground for a total of 445 yards of total offense for the Antwerp Archers, who managed to put up 54 points. So 5 touchdown passes by Aldemus, 1 long rushing touchdown by Reed Lacey. A lot of offense on both sides of the ball, and which leads us to a 54-24 victory for the Antwerp Archers.
Again, thanks to our terrific sponsors tonight for helping us bring you coverage tonight. Ben back at the station, Matt Ripke here at Edon, and of course the coaches Bob Olin and Jason Hale. Antwerp 2-0. Edon is 1-1. Mike Bumb and I will be in Montpelier next week for week 3 between Edgerton and Montpelier. Again, our final tonight from Leanne Field in Edon. Antwerp 54, Edon 24. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union scoreboard show starts now.